Hello, welcome to the blah blah blah. Let's see if we can do this right here. Why don't I try this real quick? Let's see. Okay, so it's working, I guess. Cool, cool. Let's replace that.
Can turn me into a super strong Viking superhero? Yes! Feel the power!
Okay. Here's a story of a man named Gray Cloud who barely kept his family fed. I don't have a family. Hold on a minute. I'm trying to work something out here. I'm just on the computer this morning. That's why you don't see if I turn the camera on, you won't see my face at this moment. Give me a second here. I'm test running. I'm trying to figure out where I was screwing up yesterday. I want to have a better attitude today. I had a good attitude yesterday, but tell me if you can hear me. I hope you can. Here in a minute, I will switch over. I will come in through the phone so I can show my ugly face. But what I'm wanting to do is yesterday I had complications. Some things were showing up on YouTube through the phone. Some things were not showing up through YouTube on the computer, but some things were, and I wasn't quite understanding that. So that's where we're at today. Whoa, whoa, whoa. The wind's a little bit too much on that one. We will, we will remove that. Let's replace that because I think I'm gonna when I use that again, I'm gonna have to go. Let's see what this one looks like. Trying to see. Y'all give me a second. I realize that I'm watching it. I've got YouTube pulled up because I'm testing. I'm trying to see what it looks like. Until somebody, if somebody's in the chat and they are able to tell me, that's fine. But okay, this is not showing up, is it? Hmm. What is going on here? So, I'm not figuring this out. I don't know what's going on here. Not sure. Why is this way? Kind of sucks. Not sure what's going on. Unless okay, give me a second. Oh my god. Good morning, man. So I guess even doing it straight through the computer, I'm messing up. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know why this is like this. It's kind of pissing me off that I can't seem to figure out. Okay. No biggie. I guess let's not worry about that then. That's what it seemed like. So, why is this not showing me? I don't understand. I don't understand. Hey, I'm just letting everybody know that it is, I'm testing things out. So if I don't jump on and say hello as soon as somebody comes in the chat, and there is a delay, I'm trying to look at the screen on the YouTube and it's not showing a fucking thing. And I'm kind of irritated, and I'm trying not to be irritated because I have a show at 1:00. So I'm trying to get up and have a good attitude and try to learn a few things and figure out what I'm doing wrong. So evidently there is a problem here. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why this is doing this. Not sure what's going on there. Okay, let's remove this. God dang it. I'm just letting everybody know that's what's going on, and I don't know what I've done wrong. But then it pulls. There we go. Let's see if it shows me again my avatar. Oh, so I apologize if I don't see my. Yeah, like y'all being out there, because like it's confusing because okay, now there I am. There's my avatar. And the mic probably don't seem as good because it's the mic from the computer. I haven't hooked up through my phone yet. I was trying something out a little different. And I understand. Like, I don't have to be able to pull stuff up all the time. But if it's in my computer or in my phone and it's some kind of video I either personally videotaped, or even if it's an AI thing that I've just created for the fun of it, I still want to show people, you know? I still want to be able to show people. So I really am trying to figure out what it is I need to do here. So what we're going to do is let's minimize that. Then let's bring up, let's do this. Y'all just give me a second. Take your time. I'm not good at the technical thing too. It can really be. Yeah. And you know, I'm not trying to be anything more than Gray Cloud, but I am trying with the comics group thing that I want to do on Saturdays, and I'm trying to be consistent. I did one last week, totally solo, but that's fine. I thought it went all right. And then I'm also working with Anunnaki Child to eventually do something where we'll be kind of a co-host. It'll be an open panel at some point, but we want to start off with subjects. It's going to be talking about conspiracy theories, talking about weird ghost stories, or talking about just whatever. Some of it might have to deal with politics. I don't know. It'll be kind of like a, you know, an interesting talk radio show like Art Bell was. If you don't know who Art Bell is or was or whatever, Coast to Coast radio show, go look it up. But let's see if this pulls up.
Comics Group rules!
Oh my God. Let's see if we can do this. Okay, no, that ain't working. Okay, so I don't know if that showed up on the it's like stupid, man. I don't know how to. Okay. Maybe it's not so important. Maybe it just ain't. You know, it is what it is. Y'all can tell me if you saw that or not. I don't know if you did. I tried showing something. I showed it yesterday. But what I'm about to do, I guess, is probably screw the whole thing up because I'm going to come through my phone now. But I did title this Morning Test Stream because, oh my God. And now it will be easier. What I would prefer is if there was someone that was with me that was more computer efficient on the panel, and they were there to be able to be there on, especially not necessarily the morning streams where I'm just getting up in the morning doing whatever the hell I want to do and talking about whatever I want to talk about and having whoever I want to home. But when it's a scheduled thing that I'm doing, And Comics Group is not just a comics thing. You've seen Comics Group, and we've talked about plenty of stuff other than just comic books. But it is to be a funny show. I don't want to try to get into too much deep bullshit. That's kind of the idea of it. I get enough deep bullshit in my own videos. I talk about a lot of life shit on my morning streams, just the random streams I do. And we can get into that too here in this morning. I really don't care. I'm doing pretty good. I'm just trying to stay positive. I'm not in a bad way. I just don't want to get frustrated. And if y'all give me a minute, I might drop the link here in a minute. But I'm also, it's shit. I've only been here 11 minutes. It's only 8:06 a.m. I've got plenty of time. 1 o'clock. But 1 o'clock will show up fast. That's kind of happens. So what I need to do here, let me see here. What do I need to do? How do I create a new tab? There's a window, there's a tab, so what do I do here? That's a tab. I don't need that. So let's just try this out. Let's just see. Here's a story of a dude named Jason who went out in the woods back in 2008. And all of a sudden, something told him to go by Gray Cloud. Oh my God. What a shame. Now, whoa. Hold on a minute. I gotta mute the mic. Yeah. Oh, there I am. And now I gotta mute the... Okay, then, yeah, because what I've been doing here lately is using I have been oh well, hold on a minute. There we go. And I'm still in the back. My camera is still in the back from, let's see if that works there too. See, I'm not liking that. That's not cool. I don't understand. I've got it on whatever, man. Let's just do this. Right. There you go. There you go. On with the show and the trying a few little rearrangements too. I've kind of been using this thing to hold the camera, which is a weird contraption thing, but I like to look at the camera this way rather than that way. And I'm trying out, I came around with my power cord to the laptop from my right and around up under my legs. So hopefully I won't, when I'm rolling around here, hopefully I won't be catching all these cords and stuff. Now, the trick is the drums are right there. If I'm wanting to play the drums, I may have to back up. But this thing right here, I can just pick up and move too. So we're doing that. But yeah, I am trying to see. Okay. There's my YouTube. Let's see. Because I am also trying to watch this. Well, I'm not trying to watch it the entire time, but what I'm about to see is Okay. How do I get this thing to work here? How do I get this thing to work? So what I'm trying to do is, you know what I need to do probably? I think I figured it out. So we're going to minimize this again. No, wait. We don't want to minimize that. We want the Restream Studio. Yeah, we want Restream. I saw you in my dream last night. Oh gosh, I feel so special. I had a dream about somebody. It was like I was at work and one of the hamburger patties I still have in my refrigerator. I remember complaining because I vividly saw someone take my hamburger patty and eat it or something, and I was complaining. But the hamburger patty's here at my house, so I don't know about all that. I don't know what's going on there. Let's see here. Uh-oh. So what I'm trying to do, and y'all just give me a second here. This is weird. Okay. On the phone, it's showing one person, and on the computer, I'm seeing three. So I don't know who's who. I saw you in my dream last night. We just hung out, cussed at a few people, laughed, ha ha ha, and then the setup changed. That's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Let me see here. I don't know if do I still have it. And then I'm gonna pin that message. That's my Ko-Fi that I created. That's the way a lot of the YouTubers are doing Ko-Fi now. I don't know if you understand that or not, but it's a source where even if a lot of the monetized creators are even the monetized creators are turning over and using Ko-Fi and putting their Cash Apps or their PayPals there, because if you super chat somebody through YouTube, it takes like 30-something% of the money. So if you give $2, I don't remember. I think it's like 30 or more percent is what they take out of any super chat. Now, some people don't have the ability, like they don't have a Cash App, they don't have a PayPal, they might not have a Ko-Fi account, but Ko-Fi is some kind of platform that a lot of creators are using. So I created one. It's kind of like if somebody wants to tip a channel, that's what they do. They can use Ko-Fi. And I believe Ko-Fi, like anybody anywhere could just create an account, I guess, and use it to, do that. But I'm trying to remember all this stuff. And that's not why I'm here. I'm not here begging for anything. So we have Tomcat Falguni, and I didn't pronounce the L. Let's see here. And I'm trying to figure out. See, through the Restream, it only shows me through Restream, it only shows that somebody's watching from YouTube. I'm not able to quite see. I thought there was a way for me to know whether it was through my second channel or my first channel. And I am not focusing much on the second channel. I will be uploading a few things here and there to keep it alive, just to keep it there. That's mainly for, backup purposes. So you can see that I'm shifting most content will be on the main channel. That means my spiritual things, my daily devotionals, but I don't read them every day to the videos anymore. I do what is moving, what moves me. I generally read these to myself. Like yesterday, I just didn't feel like sharing a devotional. So I shared something from Living a Life of Awareness, which I've read the entire book. And by the way, I took the playlist for Deepak Chopra's The Way of the Wizard down because I still yet to make a video about it, but I will make a video about that because not that I ever held him up in some great dude or whatever. I just read a couple of his books in my life, and The Way of the Wizard was one that was a highly influential book. But I learned a few years ago that he does have a ghostwriter. I learned he's kind of a shitty person. I seen him in an interview, and when the subject of God came up, he was very like angry and blah blah blah. Well, last week, lo and behold, he's in the Epstein files. He had emails back and forth to Jeffrey Epstein. So I personally, yes, you can separate art or writing or whatever someone does creatively from maybe something they did in their life. But when it comes to that, I saw somebody cover the emails, and he was saying God is a construct, and this is a construct, and that is a construct. But then he starts talking about like something about young girls being real and not, just stuff that I really don't want to talk about right now today. It's a whole nother thing, another rabbit hole. That could probably actually be something I save for when I do finally get that one show set up. To talk about interesting, weird, certain things. Yeah, that's what I'm saying is, I just tried to, so you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, like I did read several books in my life of his. The main one that really influenced me was The Way of the Wizard. And I think probably somebody did. He probably wrote some of the stuff down and then somebody rewrote it. But I remember hearing over the past few years, he has a ghostwriter. A lot of his stuff he don't even write. And then the main thing that I saw in that interview a few years ago was he presents himself one way, but then when you see him in real time getting interviews, sometimes you see that he's not all what he appears to be. And then, of course, the Epstein stuff has brought out a lot of people that have worked for him and been assistants for him, talking about how shitty a person he is. And it's not cool. I don't like it. And any association with that thing. So what I've yet to do is I've got to go back. I don't want The Way the Wizard videos on my channel now. So I took the playlist down. I took a few of the videos down, but that means I have to go all the way back to wherever I started The Way of the Wizard. And unless there's some other way. Now I haven't done it on my computer yet. I was just doing it on my phone the other day. I took about 2 or 3 of the actual videos down, deleted them, and I will be getting to that. I think on my computer, if I go in through my computer, I think I'm able to get to it quicker and maybe go in there and click, but I'm just going to have to go through and look. So I'm going to take all the Way of the Wizard videos down, and I won't be promoting or talking about The Way of the Wizard. Now, if I do, it's only because it did influence me. Doesn't mean that but I just don't want any, I don't want to, if I have anything to say about Deepak now, it's not going to be very nice. So that's the way it goes. And I think that's the way it should be. Any affiliation, and especially just the emails I'm talking about. And he ain't the only one. There were some other spiritual people or so-called spiritual people that are caught up in this also. Just a lot of people. The only people that are going to get in any trouble are the ones that they are willing to sacrifice. The ones they're going to, they got their chunks that they'll give up. If you ain't doing what they're told, then you're kind of, and I don't need to look at this the whole time, do I? You know what I could do real quick is I'm going to see real quick here's a story about an asshole Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. So I really don't know. Let's see here. I'm just trying to test something else out right now. I really appreciate anybody being here. Blah 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 blah. And it don't look like anyone's there, so that's okay. That's okay. That is just fine. Well, somebody is, I guess. Uh, okay. And now I'm going to switch back over. So, how are y'all doing? That's the main thing. So, what I want to do is, you know, I want to do whatever I can to make things seem like if you're having a bad day, I want to try to be somebody that you can come in here and hopefully have a better day once you've came in and joined in chat or on screen, you know? So let's see. Here we go again. Y'all let me know what okay. I'm trying to figure out. I think the way that I have to do this is let's do this. And then let's go. Let's see. Hold on a minute. Oh, goodness. Okay. Now, stop. God darn it. Jesus. Y'all forgive me there. Trying to do this or trying to figure out. Okay, hold on a minute. There. Now maybe this will work. Let's see. Well, I'm not getting any sound. Oh my God. Okay. 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 I'm here. I met with an accident 2 days ago. In bed since. Bored. You're good company, so I just hopped in. Thank you. And guys, I'm not like I know I'm getting confused here. I think I'm trying to do too much at once. And I tried something different here, but this ain't working here. So let's do this. Let's do this. Let's see if this works. Oh, I might have to do. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm testing this out, trying to do something, and it's not quite working. Not the way I thought. It should be working. Okay, no sound. I guess. Jesus. Okay, this is a mess. Complete mess. And I don't know why I have myself up there twice. I was thinking I needed myself up there to try to share the screen, but I really don't, which is stupid. Yeah, I'm pretty ignorant. It'd be nice if I had somebody that was dependable, that, at least once I have scheduled streams like today at 1 o'clock, I'm hoping that, like, if Reverend Self Destruct does show up today, he's going to try to be on panel, and he's going to try to be there for me to be able to pull up some things. So that would be things maybe that's not in my computer or something, but and I'm also trying to figure out, last week I was pulling up music and stuff and talking about it and doing all this whatever. And like, the copyright thing is fine. They just do a claim. But I'm trying to figure out, because I noticed somebody that I watched in the Commonscape community, Katie did clips. She does really cool. She clips a lot of streams, makes some of the interesting parts of some of the entertaining streams that are in the community and stuff. She cuts them, some of the drama, some of the other stuff, some of whatever. And, they make clips and sometimes use music, and sometimes they pull up like things from movies and make little intros. But at the beginning of her streams, I noticed she's got in the description, it says, no copyright infringement is intended, blah, 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 blah. And then there's a whole paragraph about fair use and everything. So I need to do my research. And I'm going to see if that helps. So it may be that before I start pulling up anything else, I'm not that worried about it. I'm not monetized. But the issue for me is the way that I'm able to clip my YouTube videos is usually I just use the YouTube app. I hit remix. I'm able to make a 15-second or 60-second little, or so many, certain amount from the live stream through the YouTube app. If it has the copyright thing, sometimes it'll only let me use the sound. I can't see the image. And then that means I have to go through my restream, download the entire freaking live stream, and then I have to go in and try to edit out. And right now I'm actually downloading a live stream from Monday so that I can go in and clip some things out and show little small segments where the Wheel Studios joined. And I would like to make those into, there's segments there that I could make into small actual content, not just shorts. I could do a 5 or 10-minute little segment there where it's just Will and I talking, or him showing off his art and talking about his book or whatever. So, y'all give me a second. Why don't we change the dynamics of this? Maybe we can do that. You know how we do that? We do it like this. We do it like this, and we do it like that. That's what you're gonna do. So, and dynamics can change quickly when someone. What up, you bastard? You magnificent bastard. I like how you said people. I'll say bastard. You magnificent bastard. Tank, I'm in here trying to test out some things and not understanding why certain things I pull up that I'm trying to share with people show up, and then certain things don't. And then, like a minute ago, all of a sudden, it's like I'm not quite understanding where I'm going wrong here. Now, what is select a tab? See, I'm ignorant. What the fuck what's the, like, okay, I know what a window is, right? That's when you open up, I guess, another window from the internet. I don't know. Oh, Chrome tab. So tabs are what I'm looking up, I guess. I don't know. Like, geez. I need to figure out, how do I have things ready to go on the fly just to hit play, and then I can just open the screen and it's there. And, have I tried a bigger hammer? Let's do it. But y'all tell me, let's see. Okay, now the other day this was showing up, and let's see if it'll work here. I am going to try a local video from my phone. Let's see if it shows up. Let's try this one. Oh, okay. I don't know if y'all saw that. If you can, okay, tab. Yeah, I'm just meaning when I go to share screen, it says window. Then it says Chrome tab, and that's because that's where I'm at or whatever. And then it says window, and then it's got tabs, and it's like, okay. Now I guess it's different. Like if I'm trying to when I'm trying to share something from, this is what I'm not figuring out, is that seemed to work there. I don't know if y'all saw it. Let me know if you saw it. Let's play it again, just to, just to. And then someone made a comment on X yesterday saying I about cut my damn head off there. And I don't know why it gave me long hair, but I took a picture I took the other day. I like how it does have my actual shirt, and it just turned my face into a cartoon. I think it would be cool if we can get some of the artists that I talk to almost daily sometimes to do something like this. Like I'm just using AI as concept completely or for fun. It is not going to be doing the actual work of anything that I will be part of eventually. You get what I'm saying? Anything that I may end up being part of, as whether it's writing or whether it's let's do another one real quick, because these are not in my computer yet. So
Howdy day.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Now, see, this is where it's weird. So now, let me remove this. Hold on a minute. Oh my God. Okay, now I'm back here. Hey, iRobot bumper music. iRobot bumper music. Okay, so I think everything's going to be good for today. I think I was worrying too much yesterday. I was overthinking it. Like I said, my energy was low. And the energy I had yesterday was fine when I got up because I'd slept good. And I started my day. I tried to take a little short walk, but then the damn dogs wanted to chase cars and shit, and I'm getting sick of that. My dog don't really do it, but once she starts seeing other dogs do it, she starts acting like the other dogs, and it's becoming. Oh, but anyway, that's beside the point. There's some of the life talk, right? So let's see here. Now, is there a way, like, see, I'm going to have somebody teach me things that I don't know. Is there ways that I can just copy links and have them ready? Can I just go copy and have like a whole fucking slew of links that I use a lot? Like, can I have them stored somewhere on my computer? That's a good question. Like, of course, right now it's not the time to be trying to learn it, but that's something that I would like to maybe do, like have a restream going and have somebody come in the backstage with me, and like they can kind of walk me through shit. There's got to be a way. Like, if I could have like some links to certain channels and certain people that pop up pretty frequently, it'd be cool if I could just go right in there, copy the link right then,
rather than having to go to YouTube every time if I'm trying to pull somebody's channel up. Now, I don't know how you do that. So I never, about as much as I learned when I had a laptop years ago when I got one. I've had several. I've had desktops too. But, you know, basically I just learned how to download. I learned how to watch it. I learned how to interact on social media. How to maybe share photos and videos from one device to the next. You know what I mean? Like put stuff from my phone onto the computer or whatever. So that's kind of where we're at with that. Now let's see if, so what I'm having trouble here with is, here's a story of a stupid gray cloud. Nah, I'm not stupid, and I shouldn't talk derogatory against myself. Did y'all see this earlier? This was the other day. This was Thursday. I don't know if I shared this on the channel or not yet. I shared a couple of these. Oh, well, it's not showing up. Okay, well, I don't know what's wrong here. Once again, I don't know what is going on here. Why is this doing it? Okay, well, it looks like it's not showing up. See, I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Why is it when I hit certain things from my computer, it just pulls it up and it's on screen? And then I'm trying to show a video from the other day that I videotaped, and I have no clue to why. Like I see it on my computer screen. Now, I don't have my YouTube pulled up, but I'm going to bet that y'all didn't see that. You're probably seeing my face next to a big black square is what it's looking like. I'm fucking retarded, man. Or maybe I'm retarded. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Maybe I am. There's got to be a way. There's got to be a way. Let's see here. So, I just got to figure it out. That's why I'm doing this test stream. And Tank, you've already helped me a little bit just by mentioning a few things. I feel like I'm running people off, but you know, I didn't get on here to be like, oh, like, you know, like I started thinking, I don't have to be like anybody else. I just need to be Gray Cloud. But Gray Cloud does want to get better at what the fuck he's doing here. You know? Like, it ain't like it was 3 years ago. Just wake up and make random videos all fucking day long or read from some book. You know? Like, I'd have a book I'm reading from and I'd do my videos. But then I'd just make whatever I wanted, like all through the day. I was having a good day. I've been sober for 10 months. During that 10 months, and the spirit was flowing. And I just make videos and upload them. And that's fun. But I do want to have some ability when I have scheduled streams, and if people come on with me, I want to be able to pull things up. I want to be able to know what I'm doing. Now, like I said, it would be nicer, like if I had somebody that's more efficient at it and they have free time too on some of the scheduled streams, if they're able to be there to be able to pull stuff up and have things ready on the fly, allowing me not to move so slow. But it's good for me to practice. So that's what you're seeing. That's what you're seeing. That's what you're seeing. You see where I spray painted GC there? GC! Ah! I'm sure my landlord don't like that, but she probably don't know it's there. And if she does, all these walls could be fucking repainted. This whole fucking trailer was set on fire at one point before I ever moved in here. Some guy that, well, he's dead now, James. He had came in this living room when this trailer was empty, I guess. Think there was a chair still sitting in here or something. I don't know what the hell it was. But I guess he had came over here like years ago, poured gas, I don't know, he started a fire. So part of the trailer had been on fire. It didn't burn down, was condemned. And then supposedly they remodeled it. Then they were renting it out again, and it's still run down. And like you can even see in certain places, you can tell where soot still wants to come through some of the paint. So But I don't pay a lot in rent, so I'm not really that. I'm not complaining. I mean, I don't pay a lot compared to what I would pay if I moved out. Let's put it that way. So, yeah, I am trying to figure this out here. I don't understand. So the share screen. It's, you know. So maybe. Let's try this. Let's see this. Try this. See, I'd be better off if I put everything in probably in Windows Player, but everything's been going into and see, this don't work either because I've got my sound muted on my computer. Oh, geez. It's like, I don't understand. So we're not going to do that. But it's okay. Boring the hell out of everybody. That's what Gray Cloud's known for, I guess. So how are you doing? Let's focus on well, I hope everybody's all right, man. Getting tired of wearing glasses. I don't have to wear glasses. These are store-bought reading glasses. But sometimes if I've been looking at the phone too much or spending too much screen time, my eyes are blurry feeling. I try to read without the glasses, but here lately, the past, like yesterday, I did some reading in my Jack Reacher book, and I finished Colga Volume 1 once again, which reminds me, I'm supposed to try to get, I'm going to look up Elliot. I'm going to look at Elliot's message real quick. And see, Elliot Rodriguez was telling me what he uses the other day as I'm going to try to get a spinning wheel today and give away that Volume 1, the brand new copy of Colga. Which, okay, so he said picker wheel. There's picker wheel. Let's see here. Let's do this. Okay. Oh, okay. So do I have to do anything other than, let's see. I guess I better figure it out, huh? Goodness gracious. This may be more complicated than I want it to be. I don't think there's going to be that many people there today. And if there's not a lot of people, I might not do the giveaway. But I mean, it depends. If there's a few people that are interested, we might just have somebody, I'll just say, put number 1 in the chat, and if you are interested, and then I'll just write your name down. Then I'll just write everybody's name down on a little tiny piece of paper because there probably ain't going to be but 3 or 4 people that might even enter, and just throw them in the hat like I normally do. I don't need a wheel, but I was going to try to make it interesting. So I guess right now would be the time to be looking at this and seeing what you do. So this is a yes, no, yes, no. I guess there's other things to figure out, like what kind of wheel you want. Team picker wheel, yes, no picker, number picker wheel, letter picker wheel, state picker wheel. Golly, we got all kinds of picker wheels. Caffeine and vitriol were needed to jumpstart my noodle. What kind of noodle you got? Is it a wet one? Is it a wet noodle? Okay. So what I'm looking at right here, let me show. Can y'all see it? I don't think you can. I'm looking at this right here. Looking at the description here. And because eventually it would be nice to use one of these. The stylish wheel spinner with various functions and customization. Just enter input, spin the wheel, and get your random result. In some situations, our brain just can't make a decision. So why not let the wheel spinner making the small decision? Why not let the wheel spinner make the small decision? By just inserting your inputs and spin wheel, you would immediately get a random result. Okay, so what I would have to figure out, like I said, with Elliot, he usually has a lot more people watching. Now, Comics Group has been known to have a few people watching and be in and out. Not all at one time, but I know that at some point I've done a Comics Group thing and had probably a good 10 people watch. Maybe somebody comes in and watches for 10 minutes. Maybe somebody comes and watches for 5 minutes. Somebody might be there the whole entire time. Some of the people that are start watching are people that end up on the panel. So, and the thing is consistency. So hopefully moving forward, every Saturday you will see me. As long as I'm feeling okay and I'm not feeling sick or, whatever. Now, how do I do this? How do I pick? Let me see here. Log in, tools. Looks like I might have to create an account to use that. So we'll just go. I'll just roll with it and we'll figure it out as I go. When I start the show later today, that's what I'll do. It's mostly made of fat, mostly. Zaffo uses one of those for his Thursday drawing challenge. Yeah, like I see the need for it, but every giveaway I've ever done, I haven't, I've gave away quite a few. Like early in the days, I gave several action figures away. I gave like a Darth Vader 1/18 scale away. What else did I give? I've gave some comic books away. Back in the day, I gave Cyber Frog and Warts and All and the Blood Honey or whatever, the white ghost cover edition. And then I gave early in the days, I gave away books. I gave away a copy of The Way of the Wizard, gave away a copy of Living a Life of Awareness. I don't know if I did. I believe I did a Living a Life of Awareness giveaway. I believe I did I want to say I did a 50 Things That Really Matter one. Trying to think what else. Right now, I do have a Jesus Calling book that I'm going to give away, a newer copy. I had a long chat with Google's Gemini yesterday about leveling up my YouTube channel. Interesting, Tank. Interesting. Oh, yeah, man. Tank, I was really digging, man. Really dug the information that you shared the other day on Omer's stream. Wasn't it Omer? Yeah, I believe it was. Uh, like you'd shared some information here, but then we kind of talk about a lot of things. And, um, but I got to really kind of understand more of what you're doing. Uh, now, I collected the Hero Clicks. I didn't really ever play the game because I was by myself. I was living in the woods. I was behind a Walmart, but there was this bookstore that was across from the Walmart, and I'd go over there. And we won't say how I got the Hero Clicks, but I had a lot of them, thousands of them. I ended up giving them all away, and my action figures that I had after my mom died. After my mom died, I spent a lot of money on drugs, but I also spent a lot of money on action figures and CDs and stereo stuff and DVDs and a lot of good food, and just no matter what you do when someone passes, no matter what you do, trying to numb it or forget it, it don't really change it. It doesn't, like, no amount of money is going to fix someone passing. But that's okay. It's okay. We're not here to be on the down. We're here to uplift. I don't know if anybody was watching, but I have shared 2 days in a row. I shared the rough writing of me going to my granny's. If you did already hear it, you can tell me, and I won't share it right now. I will share this though. The first time I went to detox back in October, I remember the Spirit specifically did lay on my heart to write this down. It said, first time it ever happened, because a lot of what I write, it comes from the ether into my head through me. I'm the conduit. But I specifically could hear, grab your pen, write this down right now. And I wrote, like, it. As the words were coming to me, I just wrote what was coming to me and being told to me. But you know how some of those guys can talk about the history of comics. I can yak like that about games. Yeah. Like, I'm a lover of comic books, but like a lot of the history of the Marvel and DC stuff, I don't remember a lot of it. I don't try to remember. Like, even when I collected hardcore in high school and stuff, I mean, I went through several different rounds of collecting. I was in junior high collecting, then I quit, and then I got back into collecting in high school, and I was really, like, buying up everything. And but like I said, I've said this time and time again. When I started discovering all the other more independent publishers, Eclipse, First Comics, of course, you had Dark Horse come about at some point. Dark Horse was a big influence on me. Even Marvel's Epic line. I thought Marvel's Epic line for more mature readers and more independent style stories and stuff was fucking phenomenal. One of my favorite comic books of all time is Alien Legion. Larry Strom and what's the guy? Well, Larry Strom was one of the major artists, wasn't it? Isn't that his name? I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. That'd be something interesting to pull up today. I don't have any Alien Legion comics here. I do have some in North Carolina. Trust me, Gray, everything will be okay. Stop worrying. Keep listening to what I say. A path is being worked out. Just take care of yourself. You will see soon enough in my time. Please don't question your conviction, which I am. I've been questioning myself here lately. I told you, and your job is far from over. We're watching over you, as Christ said to you. We're not mad, we're concerned. You will be shown what to do. Right now, staying sober is vital. And of course, I fell off the wagon and went back to detox. Because I remember in detox, that inner voice saying again, well, no, actually, after I got out of detox, like I think it was one day last week, I was walking. And it was like, man, I told you. You see how things are falling into place when you lit it? When you don't try to be in so much control and you don't overload your system with too much. And that's what I'm taking care about is I've been giving my time a lot not just through streaming and making videos and stuff, but I've been consuming my day, or my day has been consumed with trying to keep up with, getting up and taking a little bit of a walk or doing chores and trying to maintain a fine balance. But then I've also had a lot of people reach out in the past few weeks and give me phone numbers. So I've got more contacts now of people I can actually directly contact. I can text them or I can call them. And leading up before detox, some of us were talking pretty regular. Then in detox, I was able to reach out to a couple of people and talk to people. And then I got out of detox, but I'm realizing no human being can consistently, like if you have let's just say you have 10 people that you're interacting with on a regular basis. Well, it's not realistic that I can talk to them every single day, text them, and have actual communication, conversations during the day, every day. It's not realistic. But what I find is if I don't reach out, most people don't reach out to me. Like if I don't at least go, hey, good morning. How you doing? Hope you're doing all right. That's the way it goes. Yeah, I read a lot of Epic, Eclipse, Vertigo. Yeah, Vertigo. When Vertigo, I was a big, I really liked Kid Eternity, man. Not the actual, I think they ended up doing a series run, but I remember there was I think a 3-part original Kid Eternity book that they did in Vertigo. And it was all painted, all the art was really, I should pull that up too. That's another good one to look up. Yeah. It's just I'm really into 2000 AD stuff too. I've got that Rogue Trooper that I read some of the Rogue Troopers the other day, that big, thick, it's like a big collection of Rogue Trooper. I was big into Judge Dredd. I liked it. Now, I didn't have a lot, but I really dug that style of stuff. Big fan of the heavy metal magazines. I didn't have a lot of them, but growing up, when I got my hands on them, whoa, it was just awesome. The Savage Sword of Conan or whatever. I had several of those. I remember because you could buy them at the gas stations, the big ass fucking magazine style, man. I really like those. And and I was saying this the other day, with Image, I was into Image that first year, but I'm really a big fan of story too. You can have the greatest art in the world, but if it fucking sucks in what I'm reading, the art's only going to get me to buy it so far. I don't care. I'm not going to continue buying fucking copy after copy just because I like the art. If the story sucks, if I can't read it and actually enjoy it, if all I can do is just look at the pictures and go, cool pictures, but this story sucks, well, I'm going to probably stop buying the issues. If I was an avid collector again. As older, I'm real picky. I go back and just find older stuff I don't know about that I'm just now learning about. Like I said, I buy them off of eBay. I back what I can. Oh, do you know of that Horace Hoover or whatever? Let me try to find that real quick. I want to do that real quick for some reason. Okay, that's the wrong message. Where's he at? Oh, there he is. Okay. Yeah, so I remember this coming out a few years ago, and I'm going to share the screen real quick. You may remember this. It really interested me just because these are the kind of things I like when I was growing up. Seeing weird characters like this is what really kind of I don't know how to explain it, man. Let's look at this real quick. Of course, I don't want to show too much, but these are on the I don't know. There's just something about it. And then, what's his name was on Katie Did's the other night, and Patty Q was on there. Tank, I believe you ended up showing up maybe at some point over there. God dang it. What is his name? God darn it. Help me remember. The guy that's doing the comic book about Nostradamus or whatever. The Skull of Nostradamus. That guy. Bootlegger Comics. Yeah, Bootlegger Comics posted something about reading issue 1 and 2 or something of this, and it made me remember when this first was coming out. And I was like, damn. And I made a comment on that tweet, and then I followed the artist, and the artist sent me this link. So I guess he's doing it in floppies, but he's got a deal going. Now I don't want to say, I don't know, I'm supposing, but he's got like a 4-pack. I guess he's up to 4 issues, and he said he's got a deal going for all. I think it's all 4 issues for $32. But he said he would give me like a coupon code, so it would take a little bit of discount off, so I could get all 4 issues straight from his site. Now, I told him I had to send him and tell him I'm waiting on my payday, and it said only 10 bundles available. So when I get paid, if it's one's available, I'm going to try to get it. He said you can also get it on Amazon, but I don't use Amazon Prime anymore. If I did use Amazon Prime, I'd have to pay shipping anyway, or order enough. Well, yeah, he said you could get 1, 2, 3, I think, on Amazon. And if you had Amazon Prime, you could save on shipping. But if I can get all 4 issues, the most current one, I'm interested. I'm definitely kind of interested. Like, I don't know what you think. I'm just into weird designs and things like that. There's this one comic I have, I think, I want to say might have been an Image comic that came out in the mid 2010s, 2015, something. Can't remember. It's like I got it in the collected editions, like 3 volumes or something. I do believe but it's got like this guy with like a computer monitor as a head, but he's got a human body. It's like a weird comic, man, but it's pretty good. It's not bad. I've got 1 or 2 of the volumes. I didn't. Actually, I think what I'm thinking about is something I more recently got in the past year. So anyway, there you go on that. And so that's really what I was just trying to show right there. Oh, so this has been a decent stream so far. And I'm not planning on being on here for 2 or 3 hours, because I'm going to be streaming here around 1 o'clock. Hopefully, I need to be sharing that link out. Be 1 o'clock Central Time, my time. Uh-oh.
Man, yo mama so poor. I went to her house and rang the doorbell, and she stuck her head out the window and said, ding dong. What's up, my friend?
I seen that the other night, man. Like you had that thing going, like this fucking moving avatar shit or whatever. And I was gonna type in the chat, like, I see the ghost of Tank Barrett, like, because you were showing something off, and like this wasn't as prominent. You could see it, but it was kind of transparent. You remember what I'm talking about?
Right. Like, hold on 1 second. I gotta close it. I gotta close the door. The dog invited herself into the office again.
Okay, I'll be right back. Give me just I can hear you.
Hi, good girl.
I'm gonna take my camera off for a second.
Close. Good girl.
Look, I'm gonna go pour me some coffee. I don't need to turn the camera off. Everybody does see in the background.
All right. Yes. That's right, everybody. I'm a ghost in the shell. Been trapped into the net. I'm getting,
Yeah, I appreciate stopping by for a second.
hey, well, thank you for having me. I'm getting my Skyrim stream set up.
Oh yeah, I've been. The other day I said, I think several days ago, I remember catching one, and I said hi to you in the chat. A couple stayed around for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been kind of lurking because, like, when it's like I notice when people are playing games, like if they're
Right.
like if they're having like if they're just playing, like a lot of times. Now I don't know it's you. Like some people are better at it. Like I've noticed you'll be playing and then at some point you'll address. But I've seen people. Have you ever saw somebody be playing a game like streaming and never fucking talk to anybody in the chat? Like fucking
yeah.
I'm thinking, well, why the hell am I watching you then? Like I don't just
Right.
want to. Like literally, there's some people that like there's one guy that I think it's like retro something. I met him on Gab years ago.
Yeah.
And now I think he's on X and all the other platforms again. Once everything kind of became more free speech stuff type. But like when like I'll like his community post and occasionally I'll see a short or something. But like when he's playing these games, he don't say it. Like anytime I try watching what he's doing, he just plays. I'm like,
Yeah. Sorry, real quick. Dadland's poking it. I'll be right back.
yeah. Hell, you ain't got.
Goodness. Sorry, dude. I have all this real life crazy nonsense.
Yeah. It's like I just feel like yesterday I was in an all right mood, man, but just like midday, dude, like because I'd slept good, but then I remember, the day before I had to use public transportation, and I'm out in the rural area, and where we live, like if you live down in Fort Payne, you can kind of use you can use that public bus like almost every day, but like you have like a few, you can only like use it to go like one or two places or whatever, but like if I lived in the town, like the city limits,
Mm-hmm.
then like if I just wanted to get dropped off at a park and then just fucking walk home somewhere, like if it was all the way across town, I could just. But you have to call like a day, like you call a day ahead of time and tell them you want to go somewhere, and they come. Like if I call, they'll be here between 6:30 and 7:00 in the morning, which I'm up. My schedule's been I'm getting up early anyway, but like. If it's something important and I have to, and I can't find an actual ride down there, like someone that I can give gas money to or someone that'll help me out, I use it. And then the way they do it, because you're so far out, there's one lady that does this route, and when she's coming up the mountain, she like I'm one of the first people she picks up. There's usually maybe somebody else on there already, and then we go around picking these other people up that are. Not everybody that we pick up here on the mountain are part of it, but there's a program down there called ARC, and it's for like adult, like mentally challenged adult people, like all levels. Maybe someone's got autism. Maybe someone is just they can communicate, like they know how to read and stuff like that, but they can't talk well, or like they're slower in communicating. Just different levels, So. What she tries to do is we pick them up, and then in the morning, once we get down there, usually a lot of times I'll have her drop me off at Huddle House if I have a little bit of money or something, because I'm usually down there early, like way before my appointment. But she'll go. You have to drop those people off at the ARC, and then they don't get out till 2:00. So like if I set up an appointment at 9:30 in the morning, I'm usually down there by 8:00 in the morning. I get dropped off somewhere, and then I either walk to my appointment from wherever I'm at. The other day, I just went ahead and went in the office, got my appointment out of the way, got back there early, came out, and I had a couple hours to kill. Like instead of calling and having a driver come get me and then take me to the hub, like where you just sit there and like twiddle your thumbs until it's time to come back up. Like if I lived in town, I could get taken right back home, but if I lived in town, I'd be walking mostly anyway. I would, like on days that I could walk. So,
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. I walk whenever possible.
And
Pardon me. I
trouble
forgot to
figuring out.
take my. Oh,
I'll go
sorry. Say
ahead.
again.
No, go
I
ahead.
was apologizing for coughing and giving my
What they
lame
got?
excuse of I forgot to take my allergy medicine yesterday. I did, and the dog. I did a lot of work in the office, and when I'm in the office, the dog, she loves me. She just wants to sit right next to me, on her little bed and just hang out all day. And I'm like, oh God, you're murdering me. I can't breathe. I love
Right.
you to death. Emphasis on that last part.
Yeah. So I've yet to figure out why. Okay, like when I go into my local video on Restream through my computer, some things just automatically pop up and they're on the screen and they show out to YouTube. But then, like some of the AI grok things I've made that I've like switched from, like I've, what's the word? I've transferred it over to the computer from the phone.
Okay, yeah.
They pull up automatically and they just appear. But then some of these videos that I made the other day, I'm trying to show them. Sometimes they're showing up and sometimes they're not. And I'm like, I'm not understanding. Like sometimes I can show something from the phone and it shows up. Sometimes it don't. Sometimes I show something from the computer, and I'm realizing there's times that I'm literally thinking something's showing up. So I'm starting. Like yesterday, I started. Okay, let me pull up my YouTube channel, split the screen. That's kind of what I was doing this morning before anybody kind of showed up in chat, but people showed up pretty quick. Now there's just a few people, but there was a couple people here early, right off the bat.
Right.
They, this was more for me to try to just get a little bit of handle on what I'm doing here. And then also I'm trying to figure out, because like last week I got into pulling up some music and watching some few videos and like jamming out and like not worrying so much about the copyright claim. But like
Right.
I see so many channels, like what I noticed on Katie Did's channel is she has a little disclaimer and then a whole paragraph or something. I don't know if that's something I can go and I guess there's probably like I'm wondering if I'm wanting to do, like I'm not going to do that all the time, but if I want to do that, I'm wondering, does that help? Like if I put it in the description?
I have to go take a look. I'm gonna go see what she's got there. Might be like a fair use disclaimer.
Yeah, that's what it was. It says,
Okay.
like at the top in the description, it says something like no copyright infringement intended, blah, blah, blah. And then there's a whole paragraph about fair use. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's really important because like right now I'm still fighting I'm still fighting a copyright claim for something that's absolutely fair use. But one of those music holding companies has decided, well, we're gonna claim it. And I'm like, you don't get to. Bethesda gave me. They have Bethesda, the game company that makes Skyrim.
Right.
They have a whole thing on their website for this legalese that's like, hey, if you read through it, you can use our game music for your gaming and for fan related projects, right? And and now I did have a quick communication with a representative at Bethesda, and they're like, I said, hey, so I've got the claimed song in my bumper, right? So so I get up and I take frequent breaks. About every hour to 1 to 2 hours, I take a break, and so and Bethesda, and I said, I have your music in my bumper, so that way, because it stays on, so that way it stays on brand. And they were like, that's great, we like that. So right. I said, I can take that as I have your permission. They're like, absolutely, you have our permission to use it like that. And they were like, then look, they're like, use our music for like, if you want to make a fan film, you could use the Bethesda music as long as it's about their stuff, as long as you're giving them free advertising. You know, it doesn't matter. Hold on one second. I got Deadland poking him. All right, it was my son coming in, giving the dog a treat.
Oh, okay.
He's already knocking out his chores. He fixed his 14 years old. He fixed his drone that had a broken gear on the inside, and he's got it nice and repaired. It's flying again. Now he's knocking out his chores, and then he's going to get in some more. He's going to get in some more reading today because, as you know, I homeschool, so there is no weekend.
Right.
Just lighter duty on the weekends. I'm like, okay, cool. So you guys only have to give me half an hour to an hour, and during the of study, and during the week, it's not about time. It's about the task. All right, I want you to do X, Y, or Z. Get it done, and then you're done with your schoolwork. You know, that's our goal. And you know, I take my time and I give them, you know, the one-on-one that they need if they need it. Got good workbooks.
Yeah. I think a lot of people that I have met that were homeschooled, and I think it probably depends on the parents too, because some people, I don't know. I imagine some people that are homeschooled, their parents are more slack on it, and as long as they just make sure they count all the checkbox things off the list. But then there's some that actually, you know, spend more time and make. But I've met, it's the same with people that I grew up that were maybe went to a private school where they seem to have more, I don't know, they just seem smarter or had been taught more or somehow learned more, like the homeschool people and some of the people I knew from private school, as opposed to, you know what I mean? Like I was a person that liked to learn, and certain things I didn't pay attention to in school, but things that I was interested in, like history and social sciences and stuff like that, literature, I listened and I paid attention. I didn't take a lot of fucking notes. When it came to like the math and stuff, I could do it. I could get good at it. But once I got to like algebra 2, I was like, fuck all this. Like I got my math credits. I just started, like after the second 6 weeks, like I went from an A to a B to a C. Like I just was like, fuck this shit.
Like, yeah, in our house we have a motto, and that is, the dictionary is my friend. The dictionary will not bite me and throw me in the closet. Of course, it's really funny. The kids don't even know this, but that's a reference to Animaniacs when Wacko Warner, one of the 3 Warners, right, from that show, he had a severe phobia of clowns, and Dr. Scratch and Sniff, he had to go see the company psychiatrist, and Dr. Scratch and Sniff is like, repeat after me, und the clown is my friend, und the clown will not bite me and throw me in the closet. And I was like, dude, I'm just going to use that for everything that, you know, that's, you know, any ridiculous phobia. So the dictionary is my friend. The dictionary will not bite me and throw me in the closet. Oddly specific, but hey, in fact, I got to get a new dictionary. I don't like this one dictionary they got. It's too simplified. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, no, you guys need, I mean, you guys don't need like a full etymology, although that is nice. We do look up etymology because it's great to know where words come from, because we study history to see where we're going, right? And, you know, we do learn all the definitions of the word, so we can find the one that fits our context and apply it. And we do the vocabulary exercises. So we learn the definition, and then we, you know, 5, 10, anywhere from 3 to 10 sentences, like use it in sentences, write it down in sentences. So that way it becomes a part of your vocabulary. You didn't just read about it and look at it, now you know it. And the reason I bring this up is because, and you can find this, right? You'll be reading something, you'll skim past a word you didn't understand.
I always look at that.
Right. But I mean, not you specifically, but people can.
No, No, I know
Or
what you're saying. Like sometimes if you, because you can, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but like
no, you're good.
sometimes you can figure out what a word means by the context. Like
Right.
you've ever seen the word, you'd look at the sentence and you're like, sometimes I've been, that's the way I was taught was there's
Yeah.
ways you might not know the word, but you figure out what the word is supposed to mean or what they're trying to say based on what they're saying in the entire context of the sentence. But I remember, learning years ago that it's a good thing. Like if you're reading and you come across a word that you really don't, and you can't figure out what the context of this word means, and it's a new word, it's best to stop right then and try to look up what the word means so that you can continue, but like
Right.
there are people that'll just like, they don't really care. They keep reading. And
Well,
now
it's
I don't necessarily retain everything.
right.
I wish I had better
Well,
memory.
and see, that's well, and this is one of those things, right? So even if you think you know the word, but it doesn't fit perfectly, right? Because some words are insidious.
Right.
Ah, dang it. Okay. I'm trying. I've loaded up the game so I can grab myself a screenshot for today's stream. But like the most insidious words are those 2 and 3 letter words. Those are evil because they've got sometimes they've got dozens of definitions. Dozens. Like what?
Yeah.
Like of, and, or, the.
Yeah.
Like those, on, if. Like those are some wicked words. Pardon me. But there's this phenomenon that happens where it's like, okay, yeah, I'll just skip past that word, that I don't understand. And then it's like, wait a minute, what did I just read?
Yeah,
like total blank.
It's important.
Yeah.
Especially like I would like I'm trying to work on my cognitive or my not cognitive, because cognitive is like this, isn't it? Like
Thinking.
Yeah, well, thinking and
I'm afraid I've been thinking.
So I guess I am working on
pastime I know.
Well, no, I mean, cognitive is also part of your memory, right? Like, I don't know. Anyway, I've been taking certain supplements and trying to, because I noticed, of course, we.
So dog, she decided she was going to sing too. It's okay, good girl. It's okay. She gets concerned when I sing in a baritone voice. She thinks I'm like growling or something because she's part husky. And she doesn't quite get it yet. Go lay down.
I don't know.
Okay, you want out? Okay, yeah. Well, I gotta go let her. She's getting excited. She saw me set the controller down, and she's like, "Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy." Sorry. Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Excuse me. Oh. Yeah. Oh gosh. Oh. Yeah. Are you there? Or are you?
Yeah. Sorry, I had to go let the dog out.
Dude, I didn't know if you were back. I thought.
Oh yeah, no, it's real quick. I've got teenage boys in the house. If the dog needs to go potty, they can go do it.
Yeah. Yeah, what I was saying was a few months ago, before I went on that few week bender, I'd ordered a few different supplements that I know like help focus and, like choline. Just things that actually naturally occur in our foods, but sometimes we don't really, like certain eggs and meats and things like that. But then then I'd learn about like glycine or something,
Yeah, glycine. Yeah.
which is interesting because choline will transfer eventually and be turned into glycine. But I ended up ordering both, like in the powder form, and just like because I'd seen somebody talk about it, and like they were talking about like glycine. Once they were taking it on a certain regular basis, they were finding themselves being able to sleep better at night, and it was doing. And I know choline also helps with like focus and attention, which I haven't took any in a while, and I'm out of the glycine. But then I'd ordered, some other things for that I'm interested in, and of course, when I fell off the wagon, I pretty much stopped taking. I only have a few prescribed medicines,
Right.
but I was not taking my blood pressure. I wasn't taking my metformin for diabetes. I wasn't taking my supplements or any of that. It was all like just booze and but since I've been out of detox, I've been back able to take some of this stuff, and I'm seeing, a natural increase in my energy levels. Although it fluctuates. That's why I realized yesterday, yeah, I had slept good, but the day before I was down in town and I wandered around quite a bit. I videoed and took some pictures. I haven't showed everything yet and all that. And it's like, and I really just enjoyed the day before I called them and said, hey, like, I almost waited too long. But I waited till like right around 12 o'clock or a little after 12. And I called and was like, hey, I'm over at Dollar Tree. And then, but the driver had already seen me once. And then I didn't know that she had the girl in the wheelchair, and they were like, they had turned around and went back around and was trying to see if they saw me. But because she had called the hub, which she wasn't going to leave out. But once they picked me up, we went and dropped that girl off. And then we came back to town. And then I went to the hub, and I was only there for like 30 minutes before we got back on the bus. Then we went and picked up the people from that program I was telling you about. And then I was able to, and that put me back here about almost around 3 o'clock. So I had a full day. And then I got home and still was going. And I realized yesterday about midday, like I was like, well, I slept pretty damn good. But about midday, I started like this. And I didn't get up yesterday and only had 1 cup of coffee. And I had like made some, I like to buy ginger root, the actual root, and I'll cut it up.
Yeah.
And then I'll boil it, but then I'll throw a couple. If I got green tea, I usually use green tea with it. But if I don't have green tea, I'll just use, a couple of bags of black tea and make like a pot of, it'd be the ginger root with the tea. And then, I make a concoction. Like this is some of that tea from yesterday. And then I put a little bit of Himalayan pinks, salt, sea salt into for hydration in the morning. And then I usually put a dash of cayenne pepper in my drink with a little bit of lemon juice and apple cider vinegar.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm kind of like I like to study, and it kind of helps me. I know that like lemon juice and apple cider vinegar, it helps with metabolism. It helps with blood pressure, a lot of different things. Now, of course, if you go and you look it up, there's no FDA so-called approved, blah, 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 whatever. But people have used it thousands of years, and we know that at some point it worked for somebody for something. So,
well, it's funny. The FDA talks a big game, but they're often wrong.
Yeah, especially about there is a big move that at some point you will see supplements completely regulated. They want to fucking, if they can make it where we can't just go buy like the actual herbs and the supplements anymore, then the pharmaceutical companies can just fucking patent it. And that's kind of where we're in this stuff that I'm taking NMN. They're trying to get that federally regulated to where it's going to be like harder to get. And it's supposed to be like all the people that I've seen. That's why I finally ordered some a few months ago, and I can tell the difference.
Right.
It's almost being called like it helps almost reverse some of the aging process. Like it's like I was just seeing so many different testimonies and then other YouTube creators where they're not promoting it because they're sponsored by it. They're promoting it because they use it in the particular company they're promoting. They like, they're an affiliate with it, but they're not like sponsored. They're not like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they're actually, they're not a sponsored thing. Now, if you buy through them with their little, you know, like it's just like if you were an affiliate for Amazon and you had something, then you post it there and somebody orders it through you with your discount, you get a little bit of something, you know, but, because there's a difference in actually sponsoring and being an affiliate more so than, you know, like, anyway, what I'm saying is the people that I was listening to, like there's one guy that's a Black Scout Survival. He's an ex-Marine. Fucking, he's got a company that does all survival stuff. A lot of very expensive, you know, like survival stuff, but it's all made in America, quality shit. You know, then, but he covers, you know, a lot of the things that. Now he created his channel to promote his company years ago, but he ended up getting into voicing his opinion on current events, about the politics, about what's going on in this fucking country. And as a Marine, I like his perspective. And his company don't sell supplements, but they do promote Black Forest, which is it's supposed to be one of the best supplement companies. Like they're supposed to be known as. That's why they're more expensive. So I haven't bought anything from Black Forest yet, but I did my research and I have bought from this one company before and I knew it was pretty quality. It's just, they call it bulk supplements. They're basically just kind of white labeling it. Mm-hmm. And something for a price range for me for the first time to try it out. And it's seeming to work. So, you know, like within just 4 or 5 days of taking it, and I'm taking it
pardon me,
small dose. I'm just taking 500 milligrams. Now, last week I upped it and was taking it, and I could tell like a big difference, and especially at night because my energy level was high, and so I kind of kicked it back down because, you know, if I'm just trying to see what my body does with it. Like I was curious. I was like, okay, I'm seeing all these older people that are they've gotten on this stuff and they're seeing like these results with their endurance, their stamina, their energy, all this stuff. I was like, I at least want to try it. I want to see what it does. And now somebody asked me the other day, they were like, well, have you looked up like if it mixes well with this certain thing? I'm not going to mention what I'm talking about, but a certain thing that is legal in most places still, but I do take it, not every day, and I do take breaks from it. Right. I'm just not bringing up the name because the day that I fucking happened to bring it up, then it was like, that's what the whole conversation turned into for several days.
Yeah.
It turned into like about a 30-minute, like, and it was nothing against the two people that were on with me. It brought up, and you know, they knew about. I was like, you know, and then somebody in the chat's like, "Oh no, don't be taking that." You know, that's. And I was like, "Well, like I know a lot about it, and I don't take it in its synthesized form. Like I don't know if you know. I'm trying to."
Yeah. No worries. No. You take it. I'm tracking.
It's a natural thing, but you know, I know that a few years ago there was a company that learned and synthesized like the primary ingredient that gives you the most, you know what I mean?
The most bang for your buck kind of deal.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's, you know, because it does affect your opiate receptors. So I don't take. You probably can guess. You know, I'm just trying to like, because like
you're good, man. Hey, look, I am of the school of you do you, boo.
Well, like I know that if you take it the right way and you monitor yourself, and then you also have to take breaks, just like anything, because you know, like
you build up a tolerance, and then
even just the ground up plant form, whether it's in a capsule or in you buy the actual back, the powder itself, and just scoop it out. You know, had experience back when I lived in North Carolina. I didn't mean to get into this whole thing, but I brought it up, and I haven't even, it's something I do know about. And
Right.
like I've even seen other people that effectively use it. Like there's this one guy that's a bodybuilder dude, and he says he uses it, but he might go for a few months and use it, and then he goes a few months without it. Like he goes on, off, on, and it's like,
Right.
because it's like a lot of things. If you continually, it's just like if you, anything can become too habitual. Like,
Yeah.
well, I remember growing up, hearing when the ritual becomes habitual, then things are kind of bad, and that was like when I remember first started smoking pot, I was late in life doing it. But I remember the guys that had been smoking for a while, and I'm just kind of getting into it. I remember one dude saying, "Don't let the ritual become habitual," and
That's right.
meaning, there's a point where just sitting around smoking all fucking day long is non-productive.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah. No, I've known people like that. I've been there a couple of times in my life where the ritual became habitual, and then you wake up and you're like, "The hell am I doing, man?"
yeah, like, I've smoked far less leading up to the last time in detox, and since I've been out of detox, as far as marijuana and stuff, I've smoked far less, which I don't have very much. I've got a couple of roaches, and
Right.
but like even before, but that was like a big thing for me, man. Like that whole week leading up before I went to detox and made that decision that week, I was like, man, I've got to fucking go somewhere because I'm not stopping on my own. I've got to be gone for a few days, like away, like I just had to be. And it was like one day I was sitting there looking at what little bit I had, and I was like, "Fuck, dude, you ain't even smoked in like 4 or 5 fucking days." Now, prior to the drinking, already, because I go through phases. Like, sometimes, it's easier. Like if you have a bunch of something sitting there, you're all by yourself. It's easy to fucking people. Oh well, like every hour fucking hitting a bowl. Well, I'm only going to
Yeah,
be
dude. And then with people like that, man, I'm like, okay, cool. So what if you're doing that with alcohol, right? Because they often, the pro marijuana crowd often has a negative image of alcohol. I'm like, so all right, now just replace substance, but it's not like that, man. I'm like, no, just replace these, just swap them out really quick, and then look at yourself. Like, how much of you is actually here, bud?
exactly. And
I'm
so
not trying to be a judge. I'm not trying to be, a judgy Karen McJudgerton, but
it's the truth. It
I'm
doesn't matter
just
if you replaced it with. So like if I cancel out one thing and I replace it with the other, even if it's not a substance, let's say it's gambling, let's say it's overeating,
yeah,
or
anything.
or
Yeah,
whatever you replace it with, it can become just as fucking big an issue because Doc
yeah,
in the
Blaylock.
scene, yeah.
Yeah.
When I first came out of detox the first time, and I
Mhm.
was on Rex's show one night. Well, it was kind of like towards the end, but Doc was on there, and the other guy that's pretty regular with Rex, which I know Rex has not like been doing a lot because his computer's like kind of like whatever.
Yeah, man.
But I got to meet Doc on panel, and Doc's like a retired counselor for
Yeah.
alcohol and stuff like that. And I remember him telling me something I'd really never, if I'd heard it, I had not remembered it. But he was like, "Remember this, Great Cloud?" He's like, "Addiction starts in the mind and ends in the mind. It ain't the actual substance; it's up here."
Yeah.
Like so, it can be like you can trade one thing for the other all day long. It can be, sex sites. It can be eating, like we said,
Mhm.
gambling, all kinds of things. Over shopping. Some people are addicted to just like shopping. Like
Yep.
like when I was collecting action figures a few years ago, at first I slowly started like just kind of picking up like random goofy stuff that I would just find at a thrift store just for the amusement because I like toys and stuff. Then it went to
Right.
where I was doing these surveys and earning points. And I had this music app that I'd earn points just for listening to music. So and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I'd garner up these gift cards and once I'd get to a certain amount, I'd find a figure like on Amazon or whatever,
Right.
and that's how I'd buy my newer toys. And then it got to where like I started spending money out of my monthly check, and it slowly became like, you know, an obsession. Like along with at the time, like, trying to drink, and you know, then I'd cut drinking out at some point. But you know, early on, I was still kind of drinking, and you know, trying to keep up with these other habits, and also trying to fucking think I need to buy every action figure that I. There's so much. The same with comics. I'm like as far as like I'm not trying to keep up with anything new in the mainstream.
Right.
But with the crowdfunding, I wish I had. I mean, if I was rich, there's a lot of stuff I'd be backing or back ordering. You know, after the fact, I'd be buying from direct whatever they have. Speaking of which, did you see? Was you there? I was showing that Hoover. Did you ever see that guy, the Horace Hoover thing?
No, I don't know what that is.
Did you see it on screen when I pulled it up?
No.
Oh,
No, I didn't see that one.
I thought you were in the chat for a second, but
I might have been like when I early in the mornings, like you can see, like right now I'm working, right. I'm usually listening. I'm one of those guys who's you know, I'm lurking and working, or as they say in some of the spicier sides of the internet, I'm liking and joking.
well, I'm gonna pull it up again since you didn't see
Let
it.
me come on over and say hi.
Okay, the artist is named Fabrizio Aileo or so. I don't know. Now
His name is Puccini Ravioli.
but I remember. Okay, so Bootlegger Comics was on Katydids this past week. Remember?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I missed a lot of that, but yeah, I did. Yeah, I saw Bootlegger there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Bootlegger through Katydid's show, and you know, like Pat was on there. Patrick. Like I always think that Patrick might think I don't like him because I have said sometimes certain things about the whole Dr. Ben scenario, but
Oh yeah.
with me, and even Dr. Ben like isn't like mad like now. Like sometimes I think he's been in chat and poked at him and shit. But
Okay.
anyway, I don't want to get into all that. And of course, I did a comics fruit, you know, dildos thing one time. And it's all in fun. It's not really
Right.
meant to be a jab personally at anybody. But so, you know, I followed Bootlegger on X. He followed me back. So some of his stuff's popping up in my thing. And like, yes, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, he had posted something about reading the first couple issues of this Horace H. Hoover. It's a guy with a vacuum on his head.
Oh yeah, Fabio. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I remember when the first one was coming out, like several years ago, whenever it was, because they're on issue 4 now. So I was like, whoa, I forgot this. Like, I just like the look of the character and shit. I'm about to share it on the screen. I do. Hold on. Share screen. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Horace H. Hoover. Yeah, that now reminds you. Yeah, that guy. I see that guy. That I like the design. I haven't read that one yet, but I'm interested.
Yeah, like, well, what I was sharing is if you'll look, so he shared about how he was reading. So Bootlegger shared that he would read. I guess he's got the first 2 issues. I think it's the first 2, or I don't know if he said the 3. Anyway, I forgot all about that. I remember when this was coming out. The first, I remember because you know I've been following and watching things a lot longer than now. You know, people I've been kind of on X and posting
right
and
behind them.
For years, but it was cool. I made a comment on his post, and then I went and followed the artist because I was like, "Oh man, and I went and looked at, you know, and I was like, well, I wonder, you know, like I'd really like to be able to. I was asking about. I wonder if there's like I just like the way that looks, man. It's like,
yeah, no, it's a fun design. I the design is fun. The fact that he's got like this old timey vacuum.
Yeah, and Bootlegger, like this is just some of the things in this. But so Bootlegger, said he really enjoyed it. And, just kind of. So anyway, I made a comment saying I've been interested in this character ever since I remember seeing the first issue being pushed or being funded. But it's kind of like things get lost in the mix.
Right.
So I made that comment. I followed the artist, and then like yesterday, the artist sent me this link, and he was like, "Hey, I've got a bundle, like I guess on his site."
Oh, cool.
Yeah, issues 1 through 4. There's 10 left in stock. It's still $32 for 4. I guess that's 4 floppies. That's a pretty good deal. Plus, but he also, you know what I mean? Like I was like, I can do that. Like I can totally do that. Like if I'm gonna do it, like I could go in and buy 1 issue. Like I saw I could do that, but I was like, well, now I guess the smart thing would be to probably buy 1 issue and not read it yourself. But I can already tell this is probably going to be something up my alley because like I was talking about what the type of comics I really liked. We were talking about like Dark Horse had a lot of weird characters like this.
1 second. Hey, I'm sorry. I gotta duck out real quick. I got Deadland poking its head in here. But I will return shortly.
Yes, sir.
So I'm just gonna mute myself if you don't mind. You can kick me to the back if you need to. But
do what you got. Here. Oh, okay. Guys, I'm showing up. Kandak 28. How you doing? Good to see you here. I was just talking to some Tank Ferret about this book here. But who else we got? Kit Basher. Good morning, Kit Basher. And of course, I was talking to Tank about this book. But yeah, the artist hit me up, and so I can get issue 1 through 4 for $32. But he also said that he does have a discount code he can give me, so I can get it a little bit cheaper, and I can get all 4 issues. So I'm gonna probably do that this coming week. So that's what I'm doing there. Let's go to here, and then give me a second. I can bring that back up later if I need to. No big deal. And Tank is muted right now. He had to go to Dadland. I'm doing fantastic. I took some cool photos this morning. Awesome. And I've realized I'm going to have to wrap this up here shortly. I don't have to, but I know I have a scheduled stream for 1 o'clock today. And the reason I did this stream is to test out and not be frustrated when 1 o'clock comes. Because yesterday I was getting frustrated, by the way. Kit Basher, that's what I was getting frustrated yesterday because I went live, but I was really like midday yesterday. My energy levels dropped. I didn't have a lot of caffeine yesterday, and I'm kind of like, trying not to overdo anything. But today I have had, this is like my 2nd cup, and then I have some tea over here. And, come 1 o'clock, I will have some more caffeine in me and whatever, But I was having difficulty yesterday. We'll hide him for a minute, and hopefully I'll know when he comes back. Well, maybe he'll turn his mic on, and I'll hear him. So Kit or Tom or Kit Basher, what I was having trouble with was sometimes I'm pulling stuff up from the phone and it's showing up on YouTube. Sometimes I'm pulling something up from the computer, out of the computer, not from YouTube, but off the computer, something I've either filmed or made, and it's showing up. But then other times it's not. So I'm trying to figure out, okay, where am I going wrong with certain things, and why is it not just automatically coming up like some things do? And I guess that's just a technical issue I have to fucking figure out. But I didn't want to get into all. I didn't want to be like moving a little bit too slow today when I start rolling at 1. Now I may run a little late getting it started today at 1, But now that's 1 Central my time. Yeah, photos and stuff, man. That's awesome. Let's see if let's see if okay. Can y'all see that? Let me know if you can see this. I don't think you can. Oh gosh. Oh, maybe you can. Maybe you can. Okay. So the images are working, I think. Just drop a comment if you can see that. If you can see the picture that I'm sharing. And what do I need to do here? And Tank, if okay, hold on a minute. Okay, I see it. Well, because you brought up pictures, let me yeah, I'm not understanding why some things are opening up and going right. I think I know what it is, maybe. That's the train tracks. I was on the bus. Hold on. There you go. Yeah. We were crossing the railroad tracks. I thought that was a cool picture there. So I'm just kind of sharing a little bit of life here. Yeah, I got to watch like I don't want to run this stream too long. I didn't intend to even, well, I figured 1 to 2 hours, but I didn't even know. We're having good though. We're having good. This is from yesterday in town, Tank. Or not yesterday, but this was Thursday when I went to town. I was on the bus that day when I took this picture. I'll show y'all another one. Tank, just let me know I suppose you'll let me know if I haven't ended yet. I'm going to stay on for a little while longer because this stream is going pretty well. And, that's like a little Hispanic place right there. Hold on a second. There you go. Let's see. I was probably on the bus that day or on that one too. Let me find something. You know what? I think I might have figured out what I'm doing wrong. Let's see if this works. Give me a second here. Let's just see if we can get it to work. Well, let me show you an image real quick first. That right there, that runs through Fort Payne. I got to remember there's a delay, so I have to make sure that it give it time for it to pop up on your end. Yeah, no big deal. I'm just realizing this has been going pretty good. We've had interaction in the chat. We've had interaction with you in the chat, Tank, and then you joined as well. So that's definitely and then if you'll remember, Tank, Kit Basher is in the chat today also, or right now. I was talking about this earlier. I am learning that I really just cannot. I was trying to keep, like, I've been interacting with so many different people on the phone, in the chats, on the streams, and like, it can be taxing. Like, if I'm doing a stream, like, for a few days, like one day I didn't stream because I wasn't feeling good really or something. Then like yesterday I wasn't really going to stream, and then I just decided to stream in the middle of the day. And so it's kind of like Let's see. Okay. Was and then we got. See, I'm gonna see if this works this way. Local video. I'm thinking maybe what I'm doing wrong. I don't know yet, but y'all can tell me. So what I was saying is I am learning, and I don't know, sometimes, so since I've came out of like leading up before detox, that week before I went into detox, I was streaming, and I think I streamed almost every morning, just about every morning that week, even though I was drinking and stuff. A lot of times when I was taking a drink, I was putting my camera off, just wasn't showing it on camera, but you could obviously tell my speech was slurred at times and all that. What I was getting at is, so I've exchanged numbers with people, and I've been back in touch with people. Well, I found myself this last week trying to like keep in touch with it, like it went from me not really having any much communication with hardly anybody over the phone to most of my interaction being, most of my interaction being, let's see, did y'all see this the other day?
Gray Cloud, what are you doing?
Welcome to Earth!
Hello, Ananuki child.
So it looks like I might have figured out what my issue was. Some things you can open up, you just tap it and it'll just pull it up. I'm thinking the videos I made that are in the computer, that some of this stuff I have to do. Let's see. Yeah, the wind was blowing that day. I think I'm figuring out what the issue is. The technical difficulty is maybe. Now, there's some things that are in my phone that aren't on the computer, and I have to do it from the phone. And I think that Restream somehow thinks one of my devices is the main device or something. I don't know. But I use my phone for my camera because it's got a better camera. And hey, it looks like Gray Cloud might be kind of figuring a few things out. I don't know, man. I just don't know. Oh. Hold on a second here.
Comics Group Rule.
And I'm just having fun with because I don't have anybody making me any intros. I don't have anybody that's making any kind of fucking outros or intros or anything like that. I'm trying to learn. So I can generate a few things for Comics Group anyway. Now I did try my hand at, doing some, some things, like downloading something and then, like this.
Was kicked off for his affiliation with a certain controversial comic group that I don't even want to mention by name. I have zero support or affiliation with them. The only reason I'm doing this is...
Now, he calls it comic group. I'm calling it comics group. But either way, I don't know why anybody would affiliate with any comics group at all.
Because of the crazy story behind it. So we're looking at the How to Draw Comics, the 1963 Way bootleg comic from Dr. Ben Anthony. So that is what we're looking at today. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button and let's get right into it. Okay, so I probably should have written a script, whatever, bear with me. So if you're watching this, you might have some interest or knowledge of 1963, the retro Alan Moore super.
So, but see if this works.
Can you turn me into a super strong Viking superhero? Yes! Feel the power! Can you turn me into a super strong Viking superhero? Yes! Feel the power!
I guess I'm tooting my own horn, huh? But this is this was the main reason I wanted to see if I could get these glitches worked out. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Kind of in between. Blah, 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 blah. So, did you see? I think I shared this the other day on X. I'm not sure yet. And my idea of these things that I'm working with using Grok is first I had some images that it created. I was just like, I'm not even putting in, like, I'm not spending any fucking real time on it. Like what it throws out within the first couple of ones, I like that, I like that, I like that. Okay, that's it. I'm not going to waste my time trying to type in 100 words prompt or something. But I was thinking for concept, like the stills that I have, taking and having, you know, an actual artist with a real hand drawing, like making up, like what if, like whoever becomes kind of a regular on the comics group scene, having each, like having, you know, like me as, I guess, something, I don't know what the fuck I'd be, but you draw me in some comic kind of form, and then you know, like you know, Reverend Self-Destruct, you know, would have his own little, and then you'd have, and it don't all have to be comic group people. I even wouldn't mind having something like that for Anunnaki Child or Kit Basher, you know, like we were talking about Kit Basher possibly, you know, at some point doing you know, little Avatar action figures. Where we somehow, and you know what's interesting is with 3D printing, we could actually probably, if we meet the right person, you could have someone actually probably take an image, like take a picture of your face, put it into the computer and make a 3D model of it or whatever, and then print out an actual fucking real head. And then get somebody, you know, that's good at painting it and all that kind of stuff to really do. What's up, Victoria? Victoria's in the house. Good to see you as always. Why is that not working out there? Trying to pull you up there for a second. Give me a second, Victoria. Now, this is not a comics group meeting right here. This is Gray Cloud just making sure things are functioning right. Trying to find something here. Which one of these is me when I did the let's see what this is. Yeah, I'm gonna get in that water soon. I almost got in it last week. Yeah, Victoria, always good to see you. Tank's homeschooling his kids today. He said there's never it's a lighter load, but they can still have to do it. I don't know if everybody does that, but that's what thanks to. See what else. Yeah, the 3D printers, those are cool. Let's see what this one is. That's a couple of months ago. That's not last week. I do have some from last week. Okay, let's remove this. Let's just take this off here. And I will. So it looks like I have kind of worked out some of the kinks from the laptop. And back to the 3D printing. So what I was saying is, I do know some people that have 3D printers and stuff. A few people online, you know. I don't know if I've really talked to them much lately. And then of course, you get some spam DMs on X. Sometimes I'll follow an account and they seem to be following some of the other people that I follow, like that are into toys or into comic books or into gaming. And then I follow them, and then they hit me up in the DMs trying to fucking assuming that I'm some kind of creator and I might want my creation turned into a 3D sculpted thing. And it's like, I don't know, man. It's like, if I just followed you back, why are you hitting me up in the DM right away doing that? More than likely, you're trying to get something out of me, and I probably ain't going to end up with shit. So, you know, for me, it would have to be someone that I interact with. I've seen their printings, not just a 3D design on a computer screen, but I've seen actual product. I've seen the actual thing printed. I've seen other people with it in their hands. And that would be cool. That definitely would be cool. So like, that's a whole nother story. But like, it would be cool, like, to have someone where we could do that. Eventually have head sculpts for whoever is kind of a regular that comes around, has appeared on the panel, and might be on the panel quite often. Maybe they're not there every time. Not necessarily Comics Group, just any of the streams I do. Like Kit Batchelor's been on here several times now. He's in the chat, you know. And, he just started testing out his streaming ability last week through, or this past week, or hell, I forget track of time, man. But and it's just a slow process. So I was really frustrated yesterday, but I think I've got a handle on it today. So my sound is cut. Can you not hear me? You should be able to hear me. Okay, give me a second. Are you there? Hold on. What happened to the sound? Oh, wait.
It helps if I unmute myself. You know what I mean?
Okay, so you can hear me.
Yes, sir. I can hear you just fine.
Victoria said it sounded yes, frozen again. Okay. I guess that just kind of froze up or something. She said, there for a second, she said, I think your sound is out, brother.
Well, you know what they say. If at first you don't succeed, get a bigger hammer.
Right. You asked me that earlier. Damn, I almost feel like I'm already doing a comics group. But you know, this is the whole comics group thing. This is kind of how I want the feel of that. Right. I want it to be fun. Now, that doesn't mean, you know, if on a certain Saturday someone is there, like even myself, and we get into something a little serious, that's okay. But I want it to be, and it's just because it's called Comics Group. I put in the description of the stream for today. We can talk about, like, you know, matter of fact, just out of curiosity, I kind of want to just. Did you want to look? So you got the gist of what I was saying about Hoover. So the artist and said, "Hey, man, I got this bundle, and I'll get like he's saying that he would. He's also got a discount code. So I don't know if it's 10% or 20%, But for $32, if he gives me the code, and I can get 10% off. But let's say it's 20. So that drops it down to about what, 30 or 28. I don't know what that fucking is. $3 off of 30. Well, anyway, I don't want to do math. So basically, a few dollars off, and then the shipping. You know, because he said, well, you can get 1 through 3 off of Amazon, but I don't have Amazon Prime. So if I order from Amazon and I don't order a certain amount of stuff, I'm going to have to pay shipping anyway. So I'd rather order straight from the artist's site and get the bundle, get the coupon. You know, it shouldn't be no more than $10 to ship those books, I wouldn't think.
Yeah, it shouldn't cost too terribly much, especially if you're getting like a bundle and whatnot. That shouldn't be too terribly
Yeah,
bad,
good
you know.
talk.
And you know, it's one of the things I tell people. I'm like, look, they say shipping, right? But whatever happened to handling, right? You got it. You need to say handling, right? So shipping and handling, right? So part of the shipping cost is the packaging required to ship the thing, but then there's the handling cost. How much?
Yeah, somebody actually has to put it in the shit. And
Right, and I tell people, I'm like, look, if you're not hiring somebody, congratulations, you're the one working for minimum wage to go ship that stuff, estimate it, value your time, and charge for that, and then say, hey, that way, you know, you could always do that as part of a sale, like, hey, here's a reduced shipping and handling cost. So you've got some leeway right there, right? So you can offer that kind of thing, but value your time. This is a job, right? This is a job. People who are paying for this stuff realize that, you know, that somebody's got to eat.
yeah, I mean, I always figured sometimes, well, I never thought too much hard into it, but like sometimes I figured someone like on eBay and shit, for instance, sometimes I see that people that are charging shipping, sometimes they're making the shipping quite a bit, but I never considered that either. It is a lot of work, especially someone selling off of eBay, if that's what they do and are making it, you know, like, but same with a book, if you're crowdfunding any of that, if you're doing it like,
Right.
I think it's pretty cool. Like Peter Samedi, is it Samedi? You know,
Samedi, yeah.
Alternative Comics. They have you know, like you can order like quite a bit, and for $7, it'll all ship. But you know, he's been doing that for a while. He's probably got like he's been doing it long enough. He probably getting like a deal. You know, like the more you work with the post office, at some point you can find different routes.
Yeah. You know, well, I mean, I've geez, wow, holy moly! I've known Peter for almost 20 years at this point, and he's been at this, and he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, like now I haven't ordered in a while. You know, I'm trying to remember who told me. It was either Batmark. I don't know if it was you. I don't know if it was you. I don't think it was you. I'm believing it was Batmark maybe one time somehow was either in a chat or I was in his chat or something. You know, I don't watch him all the time or nothing, but when I can, every once in a while, I stop by and say hi. You know, because like I was talking about this earlier today, like I think in a video, but I was saying like I'm realizing I can't realistically, I can't be. If I was to talk to everybody that I have numbers for now, trying to keep up with them multiple times a week, even if it's not every day, whether through text or like, it's okay to text every few days and say, hey, how are you doing? Like if you've got a good connection with someone, I think, you know, shooting somebody a little message here and there, maybe just once or twice a week, just to see how it's doing, it's different. But I found myself like trying to like give my time to like this person, that person, this, plus doing streaming and then trying to get up to forward, taking walks, and like it can be taxing. But even though I have a lot of time on my hands, like a lot of people don't, I started realizing, man, I gotta watch. Like I can't expend too, because like sometimes it can be more tiresome giving that type of energy. Like I've had like a ton of great conversations over the past 2 weeks, either on stream or actually on the phone. You know? And it's like I'm talking to people. Well, you see how it is on the strings. Like sometimes we just get to flowing, it gets to clicking, the conversation's flowing. It can go from comic books to life, back to something else, to this, to that, to this, whatever. And but I, at the same time, I was also having a lot of conversation on the phone. You know, there's one guy that I talk to several times a week, no matter what, because that's Mike Hernandez, and that's the guy that grew up with me. You know, he's showed up a couple of times now. A stream. Matter of fact, I should have shot it. I should have sent him because he told me every time I stream to send him either the link to either watch it if he can't join, and then also send him the studio link. But I'm not that worried. He should be off today. He might be Ubering though. But let's see. I can hear you now. Hey, yeah, it might have been on her end. I was going to ask. I guess I can ask Kit Basher without typing. I was going to type out. Kit Basher, did you lose sound for a second either? You know, because sometimes it might just be where someone's at themselves. It's not always everybody. But I'm glad you came on because, like, I'll probably run this out for a little bit longer and then try to get off here. And I think I like this setup. I've got this thing sitting this way. I can look like it was kind of, and then the cords, like the way I've been doing it, because my gimbal that I was using, like stationary wise, it works really well, but there's something, I think it's malfunctioning or something, because the last time I had the phone on it, it was working. Everything was kind of like seemed fine, but it's like doing something weird. And then all of a sudden it started going beep, beep, and then it started doing this shit. And I was just like, let me just turn it off. And like, I don't know what, you know, I didn't even know what a gimbal was until somebody sent it to me. But, and God bless their soul, I didn't use it a lot for walking around. I just used it for, you know, but like, now if I was to use it, the app that goes with it, there's a lot that I could do. I never really tested it out that way where I run it through the app, then I run it through the Restream, and then there would be certain functions I could do through the gimbal app and probably add more stuff to the. Hell, I'm having a hard enough time just. Okay, Kit Basher didn't have it. Does this something froze up on Victoria's end?
But, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, it happens.
Well, I just was asking another person to see if it was, you know, because we had like it didn't seem to last that long anyway. But you know, like, usually probably if you have 3 or 4 people in the chat actually communicate with you, if your camera just goes blank, all of a sudden you're probably going to start getting comments. Hey, you can't see you now, or hey, eventually you're going to get to it. I would say, like, if you've had an interaction with several people already, even if it's just like I said, a couple of people, they're gonna at some point it's gonna show up. Somebody's gonna be like, "I can't fucking hear you."
Right.
And that's important. You know, I was trying to like yesterday. I think that's what was frustrating me is because I had my YouTube channel on split screen, and I was trying, and then I was noticing like, "Fuck, this ain't showing up. Why is this not showing up?" And, you know, but I don't, not really, you know, kind of like I was kind of hesitant. Like, I chose not to stream yesterday morning. I knew Katie was going to be on. I watched Katie did for a while yesterday morning. And hell, when I did decide to go live yesterday afternoon and popped on, I saw she was still live. I was like, holy shit. Because I think I went live like around 1 or I don't even know what, 1:30 or, you know, it was like a kind of early afternoon. But whatever time it was, I was like, damn, she's still on. But she had ended not too long. You know, like I'm not in competition. But then that got me to overthinking things too much. I was like, or not overthinking, but I was like, man, I don't have like when it comes to this type of stuff, I like learning this. And I want to be able, you know, that I love when I just do streams where I'm not pulling shit up and people just come on, we're just talking. But I also want to know and have that ability if I need to. Especially if I don't have somebody that's better at it, that's on panel with me, that can be the whatever you call it. You know what I'm saying? Like
You're Ed McMahon. Yes, Johnny. Hi-yo.
the person that, like someone that might not necessarily be on screen necessarily, but they're helping pull shit up.
Oh, you're talking to like a production manager or something of the sort.
Yeah, like somebody that's like, for instance, like Self-Destruct saying that he's going to try to be here today when I do go like 1 o'clock. And he's been using a computer longer than, and a little bit more efficient at it. Like if I was like, hey man, I'm trying to look at, can you look at this? Like while especially if you have like a good dynamic going in the chat and you got people on the fucking panel, it would be nice if at some point to have something like that. But you have to have, I'm only thinking like mainly for anything that I end up scheduling. It's a regular show. We have a name for it, not my early morning shit that I just do by myself. You know what I mean? Like as things grow, like if this was like if Comic Street kind of say a year from now, if we do have fucking 20 people watching every Saturday, that'd be kind of cool. Like to me, like I'd be ecstatic just to just see that, like, whoa, there's actually people, they like coming by and having fun and fucking cutting up and poking fun at each other. And, and I've said this before, like we might talk a little bit about the drama, but there's plenty of other motherfuckers talking about it. So I don't really want to talk about too much of it.
Right. Yeah. No, I get enough. Yeah. Dude, I touch on that stuff every Monday and Friday, and then I'm done. I'm done. I've said my piece, because, there's these guys. I mean, some of them are funny, and I know I'm going to hell for laughing. But I mean, let's be real. At this point, I'm just working on my resume. All right. I'd like a position in upper management. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm kidding. But like once something comes up, and if I have something to say, I say my piece and I move on, because I've got other things to do.
Yeah. And like, what I try to tell some people, like, because everybody's different, but like, like I'm finding myself being kind of affiliated with people that, like, I don't know, man, like for instance, Vickyverse. Several years ago. Yeah, but I'm saying I'm not affiliated with you, but she actually liked something I said in a comment, and I'm following her now. And she's Scarlet Fever or whatever.
Vickyverse? No, they're different people.
Who is Scarlet Fever then?
Scarlet Fever, she does gaming, mostly.
Okay,
gaming and hangouts. Okay,
yeah, Vickyverse. Then never mind. Scarlet Fever. Sorry, Scarlet Fever, if you happen to see this. Look it up. Didn't mean to dog cuss.
I used to hang out with Vickyverse, and one day a brother of mine, one of my brothers, because I've got like 500,000 family members, just kind of commented and said, dude, like, why are you hanging out with those people? And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, they're just like, he goes, take a look at it again. Right. He didn't tell me, give me any advice. He just brought it to my attention. I was like, wow, nah, man, these people are just angry at everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's like, I brought this realization to him, and he was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm just going to good roads, fair weather. I wish him the best of luck, but sometimes with a heavy eye roll.
I feel kind of ashamed now, because I don't know why I thought that, because I've watched Scarlet Fever a few times, like, because somehow I don't remember where I was at. I was in a chat somewhere. I don't know what it was. Somehow I followed her. I subscribed to her. I think she subscribed to me. I fucking followed her on X, and then
I guess Scarlett's absolutely a pleasant person.
Yeah,
Vicky, look, I don't mean her any ill will.
I don't know why. Why did I think that? I don't know why I thought, because Vickyverse goes by Vickyverse, don't she?
Yeah, she does. Yeah, and I'm just saying, like, girl, move on. Like, this is not healthy. This is how you drive yourself to an early grave.
Well, I
Getting
was going to say,
constantly upset at like little things like that.
well, I never interacted with her, but you know, several years ago, I did associate with JDA. I didn't know any better. I think a lot of people.
Hey,
Well, no, like this was the second time around in Comicsgate. So
right.
when I got into Comicsgate, I believe JDA was already kind of out of the picture. There'd already been this back feud and back and forth with EVS and JDA and other people.
Right.
So I'd been following Comicsgate for a little while. Like I'm thinking, see, when did it form? Was it 2017 or 2015 or? Fuck, anyway.
Well, I mean, it first came out. Yeah, it came about in 2017 because I was looking at my YouTube channel, and I made my YouTube channel, my Tank Ferret Presents channel, right after I joined CJ.
Okay. Well,
and I had been hanging around in the circle. I've been in the environment for a few months beforehand.
Well, like I kind of came across Ethan's channel. It must have been like, it was probably like somewhere. I'm trying to remember if I'd found it before I left North Carolina. Anyway, so I've been following it at least from 2019 up.
Right.
I know at least 2019 up, if not 20. You know what I'm saying? Like it had already been there. Like when I first started watching Ethan, he wasn't doing a bunch of streaming and shit. Like he was doing he was doing videos and like kind of what he's kind of going back to now and like more. Now he's doing more. I know he's still doing, but you get what I'm saying? Like I remember when I first started watching, but like, and then I kind of like got to know who JDA was. I was on Gab. Like I wasn't on Facebook. I wasn't on anything else.
Yeah.
So I was on Gab. And somehow I discovered JDA. And then, about through Gab. And I started watching 10. And it was a while before, I bought anything. Like just because I'm on, like at the time I was, like I was heavily watching these channels and getting into it and really excited because, it was cool.
Right.
Something saying Reese. It looks like I'm losing something's reconnecting on my computer, I guess. Did my hotspot get turned off? Give me a second here.
Sure.
Wait, it's kicking back on now.
I hear you. Yeah, you kind of cut out there for a little bit. Then I realized I'm probably because I'm like looking at the chat. I'm on your other channel. I know on. Like, why did I not see these things in the chat? Down on my cell phone telephone. Oh, he froze. It's my show now.
Are you there?
Yeah, you're back.
Well, now I was on my phone trying to check my settings, and my hotspot had turned off. So now it's connected. I don't know how I refreshed the page.
Yeah. You're.
I know what to do. Don't I do this? Reload site.
Oh, there you go. Okay, good. You're back. Yeah, it's as soon as you were frozen and unresponsive, I joked. I was like, "It's my show now."
Okay, so it's because part of it was because when I'm on my phone and I go into my settings, yeah, my camera's still on. You could still hear me, but like it's going into my settings, and it's not like, you know what I mean? It's not like the laptop where I can split screens. I can have this, have that, or multiple things open. So
right,
what happened was my hotspot turned itself off or something, and because I don't have internet I use an unlimited hotspot on my phone. I turn it on, hook the laptop to it, and that's how I'm doing things right now. So, but the whole point of what I was talking about was, okay, I'm glad that I like I said, I totally apologize to Scarlet Fever for thinking. Now, I did see Scarlet Fever one time covering Katie did, and like kind of like she was funny though. She was like talking about Katie did like every fucking stream she goes in. She always like, is my mic all right? Is my mic okay? Guys, not my mic. Like, and I never thought about it, but like Scarlet Fever was like fucking giving her hell, and like she's like watching some stream, you know. Like I happened to, and I was like, oh, okay. Like I don't know who likes who, whatever. It's like the other day I noticed.
Yeah, you can't keep up with all that stuff, dude.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. Like
Yeah,
I
me
mean,
neither.
I follow, and it's like I thought it was funny though, because like I'd never, and then I started noticing that. Now I don't think she does that much now, but I did notice once it was brought up. I was like, wait a minute, she kind of does like it. But I mean, you know, hell, if I was using a microphone, like if I jumped on your show, hey man, does everything sound all right? You know, like fucking kind of want,
Hey,
which I'm using on my phone, but you know what I mean? Like once, if I ever got a real setup, where I have a fucking mic and like maybe like a better, like an actual camera, and then I have like something that I'm hooking up to this, like a, what is it? You would hook something to the computer, and then you'd have these ports you can put in your other cameras and all these other things.
Okay, yeah, like an expansion port.
Yeah. Whether you're on a laptop or a desktop, I think it could be done. But you know, that's all in the future. It's like this is working, and yeah. So, but it's like the other day, man. I was like, I noticed, like for some reason, like I noticed something by Well Read Comics showed up in my feed. I follow him, and I'm looking at it, and I couldn't. I'm like, wait a minute, am I blocked? And I went over there, and I'm like, you've been blocked. And I'm like, what the fuck did I do? But a lot of times you end up on a block screen. Like it could be I'm following some other people that, and then I don't know if he's got, because I think at some point the Church Boys, I know at one point they were kind of cool, but then at some point I think they've poked fun at him. I don't fucking know. I don't know if it has to be. But I told Ruby and Cynic, I was like, either I did something to this motherfucker or said something, or I blame you guys. Like they were like, Cynic said, I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. And I was like, I know that I never said anything or even jokingly made it because I don't know nothing.
Yeah, I don't understand. No, I get along with Well Read. I can't say I've always gotten along with Well Read, but I get along with Well Read quite well. I mean, but then again,
yeah,
you know, that's part of my branding. I am your friendly neighborhood force multiplier. I am your digital nomad, and you know, all of this is genuine. You know what I'm saying? Now
let me ask. Oh, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh no, you're good. So I do have a tendency to be able to, get away with associations more than some other people, but I don't get into cliques, dude. Like as soon as people get super clicky, I'm like, all right, y'all have fun with that. I told Craig and Dam I was going to kick it with them. Gots to go. See you when I see you.
Right. Yeah, well, no, that's cool that you're watching from the second channel. I'm going to keep streaming to the second channel, and I am uploading a few things there, but I've moved everything. I'm like, let's just keep I'm going to keep the second channel. You got to try to post a few things there, here and there, just so that it kind of keeps. But I'm just reeling everything back into the main channel. I'm like, fuck it. I can figure this out. We'll have certain days that are like Saturday's my comics group day. There may be somewhere in the middle. And then I do like my morning streams are just casual, just fucking whatever. But I want like certain things to be certain ways. And I'll have, as I move forward, like my next thing that I hope to have scheduled now, it still may take another month or however long. But you'll probably see Anunnaki Child eventually be on with me at some point before we even launch an actual scheduled show that's called something. You know what I mean? Like, because he has no stream. So, and I think like he's gonna have to just get in here and like I'm just gonna have him on and get him used to it, and then we'll just go from there. But you know what I mean? Like I'm kind of working out like the things that I have that I'm working on that I give a name to, like, and that's what people know it as. You know, trying to be like this is my second Saturday in a row to do another comics group. You know, prior to that, I was kind of like fumbling the ball a couple of Saturdays leading up to my detox day, and I'm on and off. But you know, people have lives. It'd probably be different if I was actually making a living at this. I'd probably be putting a lot more effort in. But
right, yeah,
I'm always afraid about being a creative person. I'm just always been afraid about like when I played music. You know, it was like. There's that fine line. It's like when it becomes a job, it can change the dynamics. Like
oh, definitely it does.
Like it depends on what kind of person you are. If that's your whole purpose, you know, but like if you're just being like creative to be creative, like whether I'm on YouTube or whether I ever fucking get anything that I ever wrote, poetry wise or story wise, ever in fucking print or not, I'm still going to, at some point, even if I'm not doing it a lot, I still want to, at times I have inspiration. At times I want to grab a pen and see what I can draw. Or I have some idea and I write it down, you know? So, and I've always been that way. It's just, and then when playing music, it was the same way. It was like, I was playing because I just liked creating music with other people that I clicked with and we had the chemistry. I enjoyed writing actual songs, not doing cover songs, just doing what I could do on the drums and what they could do on the guitar, and us making our own music that we wanted to hear. And hopefully somebody likes it, or maybe they don't. You know, like the band that I was in the longest, and we kind of was heading somewhere in the '90s. We'd always talk about like, even if we had never played a show, we just enjoyed getting together and making songs in the little storage building we rented and stuff. You know. So, but there was always the question of like, if that day ever came, like, hey, you know, that you could at least make, even if it was the most basic of income, like not be a fucking rich rock star, but just fucking doing a lot of touring, put albums out. And while you were touring, you knew you had enough to cover the fucking getting to the next show, and you had places to stay, and you had things covered. That's how I was worded. Now, this was before anybody had kids or any of that. I don't have any kids, but, you know, like, but I was always afraid of the money can change it a lot. And I've had this conversation with other people about, and I think you were even talking, like we were talking about, like when you see certain creators that have became really huge now, where if you were into them, like when in their earlier days, the dynamic was a lot different. And then once they became monetized, and then they started figuring out the fucking algorithm, and they got this schedule of this many videos a day, this many of this of the day, and they have certain times that they've got everything uploading at the same time every fucking day. Everything's like fine tuned because it's become the money making machine. I see a lot of those type of creators completely different people than what it appeared to be in the beginning. And it's not everybody. But I think we had that talk one day about probably, I don't know if it was before I went into detox or when I came out, but remember the day you was talking about your bullshit meter's pretty good?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. Sometimes
our
bullshit meter actually works.
Like, sometimes we can, I mean, especially online, it's easy to like misperceive and think you know, but I like I'm really like, I think I've had plenty of people tell me like, I'm just getting on here and fucking being Gray Cloud, you know, like it's just sometimes I think I overthink it more than anybody else that's watching or anybody else on the panel. Like whoever's on the panel, I think I'm overthinking it because, you know, like I'm like, fuck, and where that happens is maybe I try not to compare myself to other people's shows or whatever they're doing, but sometimes I'm like, look, I'd like to be able to do that. I wish I could do that. Well, I can. It's just going to take me more. Like I'm just an old dog learning new tricks.
Right.
I didn't mean to babble on too long.
No,
We
you're
won't say-
good. You're good.
We've ran for about 2:45. I'd say another 15 minutes is good enough, and then I'll be done. Because I need to
Okay,
get
well,
Huh?
I have to go pay my coffee tax real quick, because coffee. It's that thing that runs through you.
Oh, yeah, okay. You
I
mean
have to go potty. Yeah, I got to take a potty.
yeah. You gotta go number one,
I
or
gotta go
well,
yeah. Well, luckily, yeah.
coffee,
I was gonna.
coffee will make you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say. Luckily, it's just the federal tax, not the state. So, because I live in Illinois, so the state tax is worse than federal.
Well, I mean, if you want to, I mean, if that's your cue, if you're saying you need to go and just go
No,
take
I'll be
care of
right
that.
back. No,
okay.
I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna do
Okay.
some maintenance. I'll be right back. I'll be back, and just give me like 5 minutes.
You're
5
back.
minutes. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm going to stay on another 15 anyway, at least 15. But hell, I got to get off here at some point. I don't have much to do today, as far as now. There's plenty to do in this trailer, guys. There's always plenty to do. I've got things that I can throw out, but I need somebody with a truck. I need to try to organize all that. That'll be another day. You think I'm frozen? Okay. Anybody else that's out there in the chat, let me know if is things freezing up. Let's see. Just kind of let me know. That's going to happen from time to time. Even if I had a really good internet connection, it's still going to happen. Oh. Now he's taking a break for a second. So yeah, if anybody is having trouble, if I'm freezing up, let me know. If the sound went off, let me know. But I guess if the sound went off, you couldn't hear me say that then. So okay. I just was checking. Thank you, Kit. And I was just bringing up, I think you understand what I was talking about, Kit Basher, or Basher, Kit. Anyway, when I was talking about earlier, trying to really, I realized that I was setting unrealistic goals. I was like trying to keep in as much constant contact with multiple people. And I can't do that every single day. But I do want to make a mental note that certain people that I do seem to have a good connection with, such as yourself, Anunnaki Child, of course, my friend Mike Hernandez, we're old head friends from way back. But I definitely at least want to try to remember, even if it's just once a week. Now, there's going to be times that we all get caught up in our own lives, and days on end might go before you heard from each other. Speaking of which, James Gannon, I don't think I've talked to I haven't talked to in several days on the phone, and we haven't really texted much. I've just checked in on him, trying to make sure he was all right. James Gannon is somebody that I believe he was on screen with us at some point, Kit Basher, when you were on as well. I'm going to mute my mic real quick. I've got to go use the restroom as well. Y'all let Tank know, or I'm going to mute my mic real quick. I don't want you to hear.
Comics Group
I am self-destruct and I love Comets Group Heroes.
We give a hoot about Comics Group.
I am Omer Snitch, and I am a member of Comics Group.
We are the saviors of Comics Group!
Join Comics Group.
I don't know why Dr. Ben's Comics joined Comics Group.
Comics Group is here to take care of you.
Okay, things are rolling. Doing pretty good here. Let's see. Trying to just be funny. And this, if you have anything going on that you need to talk about, feel free to bring up anything in the chat. We are going to roll this out to at least another 10 or 15 minutes. Like I said,
We are having a Comics Group Goon Helpers meeting.
I give a hoot about Comics Group.
oh, why am I laughing at myself so much? Okay. And so, if you don't know, I will be doing something around 1 o'clock Central Time. Hopefully, there will be some people show up in the chat as well as on the panel. Once we're done here on this stream, I will be needing to share those links over to X and to Gab. If you do happen to have any social media other than X or Gab, like if anybody's on Facebook, go share the live stream on that. I don't know. I'm not over there. I guess, while I do this, I was going to show you something. Here's a story. Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Tank, is your Skyrim running?
Yeah, I got my pre-show going.
Oh, okay. So, because I said I'm going to, I'm looking at I was looking at something real quick on my channel, and I was like, oh, did he forget that he, but oh yeah, like I don't know how to, well, I guess I do know how to do it. I just need I need to like make something that's like, what I need to do is spend some time editing and some more things together where I can just hit play and it just kind of rolls. Go live, hit the play until I'm ready to really get on there. Is that how y'all? That's what Omer said he's been doing.
Yeah, I need to actually like take some time to do some stuff like like I was saying, like I had a conversation with Gemini because that's YouTube is owned by Google and Gemini is Google's AI. So I figured that would be the right robot to talk to in regards to like, hey, take a look at my YouTube channel. I even said, like, let's do this, military after action review style. Like, give me a summarization of the action. Give me 3 things to sustain. Give me 3 things to improve.
Yeah.
Right. And it broke it down very nicely. And I was like, you know what? Was very, I was very similar in thought to with my own analysis. And, but there were some insights there that I did not quite see. Because I've watched a lot of these, like, this is the right thing to do, this is the wrong thing to do for your YouTube channel. Don't listen to these gurus. It's not about algorithm, it's about audience, right? Because it really is. It's not about algorithm. People go, oh, the algorithm,
Yeah,
the algorithm.
That's the one thing I've learned. What I remember in the past year, I remember EVS talking about it, and then I heard several other creators talk about it, talking about like, I guess at some point the algorithm used to be more attuned to, I don't know, something else. But then over the past couple of years, it's more in tune to actual interaction in your comments, whether it's 2 or 3 people and that's all you have in a live stream. Are they interacting in the actual chat? You know what I mean? Like, if there's no interaction in the chat, it might count someone as a bot rather than as a fucking real,
Yeah.
So, like,
well,
I think we talked about this. You could have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and if you don't have people actually fucking interacting, it starts making the algorithm kind of go, what's going on here? Anyway.
Yeah. So I had a good long conversation with the robot yesterday, and so it's like, okay, cool. This is where you're getting most of your views. This is your time slot. Work towards being consistent here with this type of stream. Like my gaming streams, it's like, hey, 11 a.m. Eastern time is the sweet spot to start your stream. And at around 3 p.m. Eastern is where you really want to get into, that's where I should be getting into doing the real meat and potato stuff. So get my leveling up, get my grinding done early, right? And then get into like the big beefy story bits a few hours into the stream. Apparently, like most of my audience, it says most of my audience, they're lurking, right? Which is fine. They're probably listen, and it was guessing that my audience is listening while they work. So whatever I'm doing, like talking my way through it, it allows them to do whatever they're doing. They can peek it, take a break from their work for a second with their eyeballs, go look over at the exciting bits, and just listen for the rest of the time. And I'm like, okay, cool. Then I'll do that. It didn't have anything negative to say about my super long intro, right? Because I've got a timer there, and it's funny because this is the AI that is, this is the same AI that is monitoring YouTube and doing the job that humans used to do as far as content guardianship, protecting YouTube's interests by making sure that there's not stuff that YouTube doesn't want associated with their brand going on.
Right.
And it's funny too, because it was like, your draw streams get a lot of people. You probably get a lot more people if you drew some Skyrim stuff. And I was like, I would love to do that, but right now I've got other things to do. But yeah, do a YouTube like little Skyrim thing, do a draw stream where maybe once a week I'll draw. Like I'll pick like one of the scenes, or maybe do something, associated with Skyrim. We'll see, because the adventure is about to kick in. We're about to hit chapter 3. We finished chapter 1, right? Which is in the hero's journey, that's life as usual, right?
Right.
And refusing the call to adventure falls into that. So it's like, okay, no, we can't do that. A bunch of failures, a bunch of whatnot. Chapter 2 was largely trying to find her role, her place in this, and then she was captured and sold off as a slave, and now she's regained her freedom, and a renewed sense of self. Realizing that, okay, because game mechanics wise, she's been leveling up, so she's better at fighting now. So now she's ready to take on some of those
You know,
challenges.
you specifically playing the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on
what
a
I was
second. The dog let herself in. I'll be right back.
Well, like,
Oh my God.
I'm about to wrap this up because we're at 3 hours right now.
I invited you in with me. Sorry.
I was saying I'm about to wrap it up because we just hit 3 hours, and which I can go. I could keep going if I wanted to all the way, but
no, it's good. It's good, man. I got Dadland stuff I got to get done.
Yeah, what I wanted to do was I dropped a link. Like we're down, like at some point we had 5 or 6 people, and then now, but I noticed over the years that I haven't been doing this too long. I can't remember if I started in 24. If it was the summer of 24 that I actually started and tried it and was using the YouTube app, and then it was like towards the end of 20, like then I had a period where I couldn't stream for a while because of my devices. And then I came back, and then I started trying to use StreamYard, then Restream, and then all that other different shit. And so now we're in 26. So I can't remember exactly how long, but I don't even know what I was trying to say. I've noticed, like in the beginning, I would start like if you pay attention, because I see Rex do that sometimes. Be like, we got so many, like keep looking at how many people's watching and how many people's dropping out and how many. Sometimes they're still there. It's just for some reason not showing them. Have you ever?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's literally like say 6 people there, and then it just dropped down to 2. But fucking, I'm like, what just happened? And then people are like, no, I'm still here. And like, I don't know what. I just learned like you can't pay attention to that. Like it's like, it'll drive you nuts.
Yeah, well.
No, it's just like I used to spend a lot of time like trying to figure out what am I doing, like. But I had said today, or I'm trying to say that for me, it's about the 1 or 2 people that do tune in, the 1 or 2 people that do get something out of whatever goes on here, whether it be a fun conversation or a serious conversation or whatever. Like that day that Ice Queen showed up in the chat, and it was you and I on the panel, and she's like, hey, I'm just kind of like, do you care if I just lurk here so I don't feel alone? But she interacted, it's like I enjoy being there like that sometimes because, there's people out there just like me that don't get to interact a lot in life just because of their situation, or like I'm out in the middle of the drive. I've said that a million times, but a lot of my socialization is through this, is being able to see the chat, to be able to talk to people on the screen. Of course, I've new numbers now and things to keep in touch directly, but this is where like, and it sounds like a sad thing to say, but that's just the reality of like, if I lived down to where I went the other day in the town where the doctor is, if I was living there, I would have probably wandered around that town quite often. I'd know where I would have probably met. There's quite a few different people on the streets down there. I would have met the homeless people. I've lived on the street times. I never called myself homeless really. Like wherever I lay my head is wherever my home is. It can be under a tree, can be in a house, a trailer, whatever. But
like the Metallica song, Wherever I Roam.
Probably interacted with those folk, gotten to know some of them. Even if I had my own place, some of them would be invited to my place. Now, if they were taking advantage of me, they'd get, have to go on. But I would also I know of a couple of coffee shops down there. That's probably where I would try to go and frequent, see what the vibe was like. You catch the vibe, and then if it was kind of cool, you go there a little more often, having a cup of coffee. Maybe you order a meal if they got food, and before you know it, you kind of meet the regulars. You get to talking at some point, or at least it is for me, because I know how to socialize. So that's what I like. If I lived in a more like, it's not a big town, but there are things that I could during the day walk out my door. It might be a couple miles away, but I still have to do that here. But in between those couple miles there'd be a whole string of stuff like businesses and people on the sidewalks and shit like that. Here, if I'm wanting to walk up into the small little town areas, I got to walk about 4 or 5 miles. And then there's only a couple of like, you know, Family Dollar, Dollar General, grocery store, convenience store, maybe a restaurant. It's not like there's anywhere, you know, there's a library to go to, but they're very small libraries. Not a lot of people at them. Like you can go to this library in Hyder and talk, and nobody, unless there's something serious going on. But it's such a small little rural area. It's like, you know, I lived in a town where the library was like where everybody, whether you were on the streets or whether you were like lived in a place. A lot of times the outside of the library, there would be a hangout spot and people would meet up there. And sometimes you'd meet people in the you know, like I remember being people just, especially back in the day when that's where I would go for my internet before I on the phone or whatever, or on a cell phone, you know, like I'd go to the internet, you know, you'd sign up and use their computer and shit. So
no, I do distinctly remember going to internet cafes just
to
spend money, not to talk to people in real life.
That was really cool. I meet a lot of cool people there, you know, like just waiting for my turn to use a computer, just hanging out, looking, just chit-chatting with all kinds of different, usually at cafes, you find creative people of all sorts.
Yeah.
Music, artists, fucking, you know, whatever. So that's why, like, for me, like nowadays, like, even if I wasn't trying to be sober, I still wouldn't go to fucking bars because it's just too expensive. You know what I mean? Like, even if I wasn't actively struggling and trying to maintain a sobriety, you know, like, you know, back in the day, that's some of what my socializing would be. I'd go hang out, but always, no matter, you know, of course, the quality of people sometimes are not quite the same. That's why I mentioned cafes, somewhere like that. But I think that's a pretty good one. That's kind of a good note to end on. I was just saying, today's Comics Crew, I put in the description, let's have some fun. We can talk about comics, movies, comics, skate, drama, life, music, or whatever. It's not be a comics group, but we go wherever the conversation goes. I hope to draw a name for the Colga Volume 1 I have to give away. That depends on how many people show up in the chat and all that. I will use a digital spin the wheel. I get paid next week, so I can ship it out pretty soon after today. Like, so whether that be I write everybody's name down and put it in my fucking hat, because if there ain't but 3 or 4 people in, like if I don't have but like maybe 6 people in the chat and 3 people say, yeah, you know, I'm down, I want a chance to win it. Why do I need a spinning wheel for that? It's not that hard. Just do it the old-fashioned way, you know. Like I see where a spinning wheel, like if I had 20 or 30 people in the chat and about 15 different people to pick from, a spinning wheel would be necessary. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, no, I'm tracking.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It's like, but I just put that in there because I kind of intended to. But you know, I didn't do any promotion. Didn't really tell. Like I intended to have gave this thing away, but life happens. You know, I've got a brand new copy still in the. Well, no, actually, I better find it. It's still in the thing it came. You know, like it's still like I just don't remember where it's at right now. So that's one thing I need to find. So I'm not sure if I will be doing that or not. But I'm gonna wait and see who shows up, and then we're gonna go from there. And like instead of doing a video and telling somebody to comment in this fucking video and I figure I'll just start doing it like this. Like if I'm going to give something away, do it on a stream. People in the stream, they can put number 1 in like Elliot did. I think Omar's been doing that some, you know, like giving some of these like sketches or, you know, like I don't know if he's trying to do that up until he's got a certain goal. Like once he hits 1,000, I think he's got something really nice that he's going to put out there to win. I think that's the Lara Croft maybe. But anyway, I just so I'm just going to kind of wait and see what happens at 1 o'clock and then see where we go from there. I just, you know, like if there's a few people that I know that are watching from like the comic community that would be interested in Kolga Volume 1. That's what I'm going to hopefully do today. Pick a name, and then when I get paid this Thursday, it should be this coming Thursday. Hopefully, if not, it'd be Friday. Then I can, there won't be that much of a waiting time. That's the only thing that I trying to do is make sure once I do it, within a few days, I have the money to be able to go to the fucking post office and send it. So, but I don't want to make people wait. So anyway, I appreciate you being on here. If I keep talking, I'll just ramble on. I appreciate everybody.
No worries, man.
And Tank's got to go play some Skyrim. Y'all guys, if you can, and you can go over there and watch him. I'm going to try to get myself in the real world, figure out a couple of things I need to do, maybe make something to eat and all that kind of stuff. I appreciate everybody being here, and I'm going to end this. I'm just going to end it. I'm not going to try to pull something up and play it right now. Thanks for being here, Tank, and thanks for everybody in the chat.